your chance to be ruthless.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best. So treat the worst of times just like a test. If only I could go back in time, I'd tell myself that everything will end up alright. Just push yourself, test yourself, figure out what you like, and find your limits, don't be rigid, always work towards a prime. Surround yourself with open minds, people can change your life. A few friends with intent can help you feel alive. Find a passion, take some action, and with a little time, just be patient, make a statement, try to enjoy your life. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. It's your chance to be ruthless. It's your chance to be ruthless. They don't wanna see me make it, they don't wanna see me care. Anytime I make some progress, I can see that they compare. I think everyone's against me, maybe something in the air. Am I paranoid? I swear a void is forming and they're scared I walk a straight path. Not many can say that. I like to play fast, cross me and there's payback. You better pray that I don't see your face at any place that I go. I know you hate that. I've been doing fine, I'm not wasting any more time. I live for the fight and the climb, and I think that the pain that's deep inside is what defines. So I won't give up, I'm gonna make it to the top. I don't care what's in my way, I swear I'm never gonna stop. I could fall flat on my face and I swear I won't get back up, cause I don't deserve a thing and the road ahead is tough. They'll try to kick you while you're down. They wanna rise up while you drown. They wanna fill your head with doubt. They're silently scared that you'll figure it out. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, then it's your chance to be ruthless. Then it's your chance to be ruthless. That is your chance to be ruthless. I'll make it look like I'm losing, won't bother hiding my bruises. And when they finally think you're wounded, that is your chance to be ruthless.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough, I wanna hate this, I'll show up.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after it. I got facts over tracks, this and that, spitting slow, speaking fast. I could roast, I could gas, think I'm okay at last, but I don't know if that can erase all the past. And the pettiness, a reflection of the emptiness. Hilarious, you think you're worth my time, you're delirious. Mysterious, because you are behind a fake exterior. Inferior, you know I'll always be a bit superior. Get off of me, this ain't no humble brag. I want you to hear words you back. I want you to feel free from the chains that last, and to believe in what you got. It was built to last, yeah. Now that I've been put through hell, I never got anyone's help. I had to do it all myself. I don't ever slow up, no I take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement.
What up, y'all? Let's figure out how we're going to do this. Actually, I think I'm going to leave my mic up there tonight. You can hear me? We're good? Sounds good?
Great sound.
All right. I got my yeehaw on.
Sounds good.
We going to get it low down.
Look like you belong in my neighborhood.
It's my $3.99 Goodwill purchase. I bought this
I
last week.
love me some Goodwill purchases.
Right, girl? Right. How you doing, Lisa? Actually, let me move my screen back over here so I can see what the fuck.
Lisa's like, oh my God, I'm catching a lot.
At least till I need to move over to the other side. How's everybody doing tonight? Hi, Mary.
Good.
Caleb's in the house. Sunset Salty Sage. Poor Daisy can't get in here.
Hey.
I have.
Good love.
That is true. Lala, your picture's missing, and Wheezy, your picture's missing too, baby.
My picture is missing because remember it won't do it. It won't do it. It'll only do it on my iPad, but it won't do it for my phone.
I'm so excited to get my son this weekend.
Yay!
I think I might have to get Xbox Live again so I can play some video games with him. I miss playing video games with him. Like he'll be mic'd up in his room and I'll be mic'd up out here, and him and I will just pull the shit out of shit.
They do that shit in my house. My son-in-law will be in him and my daughter's room, and then my son's friend, he'll be in his room, and then my son will be in his room, and they're all playing the same damn game. All of them are yelling at each other from rooms. They can't hear each other. Hot mess of shit.
He gets me on that Fortnite. I don't know how to do that build mode shit. Like, that's too much for me. I love video games, but I can't do the building and shooting people. I mean, doing one or the other. You're building in front of me while I'm shooting.
I'm a Call of Duty girl.
I suck terribly at it.
I hate. There we go.
Makes fun of me. I don't even care. But it's fun as hell because we'll get like friends. My niece will hop on, Phoenix will hop on, and I'll get on. And everybody will just they usually make fun of me, though. I am not gonna lie. I love getting sucked up in that spaceship, and I just get stuck in midair, and I don't know how the fuck to get down.
They do. My kids do GTA.
Shit, playing it like I'm 80 years old and shit. Dude, COD is my shit. Little K, girl, listen here. Here's my handle on Call of Duty. I am going to reinstall it, and it says Weedies, like weed. That's my name on COD. Add me. I like that cross-platform gaming. Dude, like when I play COD, though, I piss people off because they used to have this one. I hope it's back when I start. God, please be good to me. Anyway, it's called Prop Hunt, right? And there's this one area. Well, actually, there's a couple areas on different levels, but there's this one level where it's like it's a junkyard, and it's got two buses in the middle and a house on each side.
Yep.
And it's got a set of steps when you first go in. There's a platform before you turn left into a room there. If you turn around on those steps and run real fast and then jump and freeze yourself in the air, if you be a mannequin, you could be right up against the wall and nobody can see you running down or coming up the steps. Like they don't see it. It pisses them off because they can see your red feet if they have this certain perk. But yeah, no, I love me some COD.
I haven't played it in forever. And my brother started playing it again.
I haven't played Call of Duty in
forever.
Been a long time.
I know.
I play Valorant.
So, as soon as my son goes off.
Do you really?
Yeah,
Valorant. You said you do. Do you really? Yeah. Good for you. That's good shit too.
I haven't played it in about a year, but
what is it?
Valorant.
Get it, Daisy.
Oh yeah, I heard that's really good.
Foxy, did you fix your issue, or it wasn't an issue?
Which one? There's so many.
It was a renewal. It was a renewal.
Yeah,
why you jumped off Discord?
Oh yeah, it was an auto renewal.
Just a renewal.
All right.
It was my Costco auto renewal. I was like, "Whoa, it's charging my credit card."
Tracy, how you doing? Tam, you can unmute your mic if you want. I love her voice. I love
Is my picture showing now?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm here.
What is in that water, Weezy? Like I be staring at that a lot. What is that in the water?
Whatever you
rock.
want it to be.
It's a rock.
Little rocks.
It looks like a rock, or it looks like it looks like a rock, but it looks like it has like two
Like a
pieces
hump-
of wood with
like
like
a whale or
a
something.
fence.
I'll
rail.
send you the original.
Okay.
We took that when we were in Florida.
Tam's in the house. What a squirrely.
Hey, Tam.
I'm always here.
Have you met your
Always
journey yet,
lurking.
or you still have yet to leave to go to where you're going?
Yeah, but a little bit nervous, but I'm happy. I've just I spent a week hosting people and I have to go and be hosted. So I don't know.
I dropped my number in Discord. If you grab it, let me know when you do so I could delete it off there.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, I actually screen grabbed it just in case because
Not
I'm
that
busy
I could do
opening
much of
that.
anything all the fuck way over here, but I'm pretty
Right,
sure
but we will figure it
I'm
out.
pretty sure I could figure out how to get to somebody. You know?
I know you. You guys are you are able to do
We
anything.
take care of our people. You know what I mean? I love
Yeah.
everybody that comes in this
Yeah.
chat room. I love the people we have on panel.
All our squirrels.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Red Dead Redemption was good.
Dude,
well.
Red Dead
I'm
on PC
Mm.
is fucking fire, dude. I be
And
getting on
Last
that,
of Us
that horse.
was
Dude, I shoot a lot of
amazing.
police though. I'm not gonna lie. Like just to when I get bored with it after I play for a few hours, I will right at the end of my playing, I just start to see. I see how many police I can shoot. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I just go on sprees and I don't know. I don't shoot ladies though.
Did you play Last of Us, Shanda?
What's that? Yeah.
Did you ever do Last of Us?
Okay, so I had my PlayStation and I gave it to Phoenix and I gave him all my games and he was never into horror movies. Anytime I had a horror movie on, he had to go to his bedroom. He doesn't even like some of the he used to not like some of the furniture I have. This, I don't know if you guys can see it. Oh, whoa. That stand right there, this one, this guy right here, the whole thing is painted in blood splatter. So is my speaker. I don't know if you can see it or not. So a lot of my stuff in my house is blood splatter. I don't know. I love gory movies.
There, it says Lala.
Phoenix was never down with Halloween or none of that shit. He did not. No, he did not. He was always Mom, why you got I'm not even gonna say it on my live. I'm not even gonna say it. I'll tell it in Discord though. Sorry, y'all. Chat room can't know all that. That's too much.
Speaking of blood splatter, did you guys hear that there is a 6th roommate in the Idaho 4 that they've just found on the lease that no one could account for?
Too much info for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, too much.
Kylie's case is pretty insane. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I don't understand why they put all that work into doing it. I mean, people are starting to come forward and shit now. People are panicking. Good. They should be.
Yep.
And all those people that said it was a fucking accident, fuck you.
Mm-hmm. Or 5th roommate or whatever. How many there were? They found another one on the lease that they didn't account for that nobody knows.
I don't know. Well, you figure there's 4 dead. There was 2 roommates. So that would be 7. Right? Isn't that what it was?
Person. Yeah,
it was
4.
4.
That's right. Yeah.
4 died, 2 roommates. So
One
there
was
would be
a
an
friend
extra
came
one.
over.
So that'd be 7. That's insane.
Mm.
Ooh, get it, Lala. Ooh, I like that one, girl.
Ooh, I love that. Lala Beauty.
I gotta figure out my
Daisy,
times.
oh. She's like, what?
Oh, it's just too much light, bro. I don't like lights. I don't know how people say I like ambient lighting. I be chilling with my ambient lighting.
Nice.
I don't know. I just like ambient lighting. I don't know how people sit in bright ass lights all day
I
long.
can't say that.
Saves me some money too.
Team.
Where did the third one come from? What?
The mindset.
I was telling Daisy she's got to watch Harsh's last couple videos. It'll tell you about the 6th roommate.
Ooh, speaking of which, I got some videos. All right.
Yes,
so
we
tonight
do.
we have quite a setup tonight. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Get this the fuck out of my face, ho. Dude, I'm so proud of how many tabs I don't have, but I mean, it's still a lot, but it's really good for me.
I'm actually proud of you because earlier I said something about sending you something and you were like, let's do that in a little bit. I don't want to open another tab. I was like, well, look at her.
Girl, no. Look, I couldn't figure out what my computer was in the middle of a song and shit. Dude, I had
Little Kate, Shanda. Somebody in chat like, what's song?
64 tabs open. 64. But they weren't all in like one thing. I had 3 different browsers open.
Good Lord.
Like I be sleuthing, yo. Oh, Wheezy needs added back up. There we go. Daisy, come back yet?
Yeah, she's in chat.
Did she restart? Do you want the link to hop up here, babe? I'd like to have you. But if you can't, I get it. Let me know soon, please. Cause I'm ready to go. I got a content playlist. I'm on my shit tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we actually have an
Rick
agenda.
Roberts in the house. I'm so glad
Stay
RT's
on
here.
it. We love RT.
Yeah, it's
Kate
a
was
fireplace. It's electronic. Wasn't it amazing?
I know, just everybody. R's in the house. Donna's in here. Kimber's back. Like I love all y'all.
Mikey Mark!
John Courtney, Kay's in here.
John.
Yvonne's back. Hell yeah, dude. Love for
Mark?
time. What's up? I don't remember that name, but welcome.
Who?
I do
Max?
like your logo though. Love for true crime. I think
Yeah,
I've
I
seen
have-
that name here a couple times.
That's the first one I've seen.
Kenny's
That's
in the house. Michael's here. Holly Anomaly. Dude, that your name's hard to say, but I like it. Holly Anomaly. Dude, that's a cool ass name.
And Nappy Nap Marky
What up?
Mark.
Jariah's in-
Mikey Mark.
Hell yeah, dude. Chaos and Crime. That's another good name. You should let
Yeah.
me go.
What's up, Caleb? I see you, baby. I'm just being lazy and don't want to type.
Natasha's in the house.
She said Holly's
Oh
fine.
yeah, dude. How's
Pamela.
everybody doing this fun night? What
I
did
like
Daisy answer if she wants in here? I keep hearing my
Yeah,
She
phone.
said she's logging in now.
Okay, cool. So I don't want to start this video without her. So I'm
I
just
know.
gonna wait.
What's up,
Mary's
Becca?
in the house. She's a hey kids. Becca's in the house.
Pixie Knickers. I love that
Oh,
name.
yeah. I know, dude.
Pixie Knickers. What?
Lisa.
I still like crane cakes the best though.
Oh yeah, dude. You sure can,
Yes,
Jack.
Jax. Yep.
Anybody pick a squirrel, any
Jack,
squirrel.
man, Sons of Anarchy.
Crispy
One
rice.
of the best shows ever on television.
Dude,
My
that's a
heart
good ass name too, Crispy Rice. I do like that one. Mama
Said
Bird.
Kate. Is that what that says?
Who said
Kate?
Kate's back? Yeah.
I don't ever get a chance. Hey, there's my neighbor
Me
from
either.
down under, Miss
Hell yeah.
some salty sage.
Whoa. This dip's making me nauseous as fuck.
Salty sage.
Get some
I like it.
These big nuts. With
Big
salt.
nuts.
Nuts.
Big salt nuts.
Lala.
I used to hate when my boys said that shit.
I know, but I love
Be like,
it now.
Mom. They'd be like, Mom, guess what? I checked the mail. Guess what's in the mail? I'm like, what? These nuts? I hate it.
Or like literally
Now my son-
everything these boys said this. I know.
Now
mine
my
too.
son does this. How do I say it? Hold on. Now my
I
son
think I
does
said
this.
it before my
He'll
son.
be
I
like-
think he just shakes his head at me when I say it.
My son now be like, hey, Mom, guess what I found? I'm like, what? And he'll like do this.
Oh,
He
that's
like
Yeah.
does that
old.
whole.
He
And I'm like,
used
I
to do that when
hate
I would
you.
take pictures of him for like school and shit. Yeah, he started doing that shit.
Yeah. I hate that shit, dude. I'd be like,
know.
I'm gonna punch you.
Why was my phone
Right?
blowing up?
I remember
Why not?
kids doing that when I was in high school.
Me too.
And it's
All right,
hilarious.
Melissa?
We all
come on,
think this
Daisy.
is, like,
We need
new
to hop
stuff.
into this video. We gotta play Jeff on fast play. Y'all better pick it all
Y'all
up.
want
Okay,
y'all want to
yo,
watch
let's
these
do it.
videos? Hit that like, please.
1.5. He's gonna yeehaw on that shit. Come on, Daisy. Melissa Morales.
Listen
in
Listen to him
here?
fast. We listen to him fast. He sounds like he has really bad anxiety.
No, but it's okay.
I love it. Though.
I am. I'm 1.5 in it though tonight because we got CC in 25 minutes. We got
Yeah, we got to go.
Jeff better get to the fucking point. I'm skipping that whole intro because you know he's all for the first 10
Actually, it's not too bad. He gets to the point today.
Does he get right to it? And it's this
Pretty
long?
much. Pretty. I mean,
Bro, is there
the
any
last
parts I
5
can
minutes.
skip through? The last 5 we could just cut it off. All right.
Yeah, last 5 minutes. But he's got a second
Just
one
get straight
coming.
to the
That's
point,
supposed to
man.
be
All
better
right,
than
cool.
this one.
We'll trust that.
Come on, Daisy.
Like,
I know.
Hurry up, bitch. She said she's coming now.
Shoo. Come on, y'all.
Nene.
Ew. Ew. Yes, Daisy's in the house. Get yourself in here, girl. Get yourself
All
in here.
right.
What's going on? I'll add you.
I'm sorry.
Let's go. We got shit to do, girl.
I'm sorry. My computer was tripping.
You better catch every word he says because we going on super fast mode. We got 24 minutes.
All right, I got my handy dandy pen and my handy dandy.
I ain't writing nothing down. I hope my brain gathers it all. I trust all y'all to help drop shit in chat and shit.
Same here.
We ready?
I make
Let's do
mental
this.
notes.
Let's
Yeah.
go. I'm muting up.
Sometimes I write shit down when it's a good name that I don't have already.
Mm.
All right. We be getting it.
Hello everybody,
Can you hear
welcome back to the channel. I really appreciate you tuning in today. Have a little bit more of a serious video for you all.
Can we hear it? Thumbs up.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
can.
hear you, Foxy. Okay. All right, cool.
We can hear it, chat. Can you hear
Yes,
it?
it's time to at some of the people that are directly involved in conspiracy to obstruct justice in the case of Kylie Rodney. And you all know I've had a team of private investigators, lawyers, to help solve this case and to about Kylie Rodney. So I'm just going to dive right in today. I've had a really rough couple of weeks, and I just wanted to finally just put this information out. I appreciate all of your patience. I know I said I was ready a few weeks ago. A lot of things came up. So anyway, let's just cut right to it. It's time to expose some of these people and put them on the grill, so to speak, so that you, the public, can actually see who is doing what and who is responsible for what. And you, the public, can create the public outcry that is going to push the wheels of justice forward. Okay, that's all we can do. I don't have the authority to put handcuffs on anybody, and I don't think you do either, unless there's some active law enforcement agents watching right now that want to help. You know how to get a hold of me. I'm still waiting for a call. So nobody's contacted me, and it sure seems like everybody that should be doing something to get justice for Kylie is doing the exact opposite, and I'm going to prove that to you in 2 videos. This one is going to expose some people covering up evidence with some really great PI work to show you today. So even the trolls won't have anything to say about me withholding evidence. I have to do that, guys. I have to do this in stages or it won't work. I have a plan. I had a plan from the start. It's working out pretty well. And I don't know if it's just some sort of divine intervention or if it's just because I'm stubborn and persistent. I don't know. But I'm going to keep pushing forward until we get to the end of this thing. And I don't know how it's going to play out. But these next 2 videos are the most important videos I'm ever going to make. And they are putting me and other people that helped me in a position where we could be at risk. So I want to thank all of you for helping me, because a lot of the stuff we've been able to pull off is because of the network we've created right here on YouTube. And it is something that PIs can't do, law enforcement can't do, even the FBI can't do. We have found a way to take all of the smartest people and web sleuths willing to put in their own time and find the little things and the tidbits that are floating out there on YouTube and other platforms that the FBI and other agencies have no idea how to control or how to gather. They don't know how to do it. And we've gotten really good at it this past month. Now, I've said this before, I'm not a professional. I've never done this before, but I am really good at this sort of thing, and I'm learning as I go. So let's just dive right into it, shall we? We were all told a story early on in this case by someone named Nick, and he claimed to work for a roadside assistance program. And he told us a story, and we all didn't know what to make of Nick or the story because it could have gone so many ways. And that led to a lot of speculation, and of course, like telephone game type rumors would roll on out of that and continue rolling out onto the internet. So nobody really knew what to make of Nick and his story, because his story meant that law enforcement story and Sammy Smith's stories are all bullcrap. So people were like, hey, does that mean he's a federal agent? And they were trying to spin a certain narrative to get a reaction from people. I actually thought that for a while. Is he somehow related to the crime himself? A lot of people on the internet thought that, and poor Nick had to face bash on social media platforms like Facebook and stuff. People he thought were his friends, acquaintances, were starting to think he had something to do with it, or he's lying. They accused him of lying about things, or steering the investigation in the wrong direction on purpose. He had to face a lot of ridicule over this. And all he wanted to do is come forward, because at that time, Kylie was still missing and not found. And he felt his information needed to get to the family, because Nick is a decent guy and he wanted to get that out to not only everybody that could do something with it, but to the family, so they knew that he saw her on Saturday. And of course, later we found the vehicle, and of course, we all saw some evidence in the dive video indicating that the seatbelt was pulled out of the back hatch and probably holding her body in there. And of course, roadside assistance Nick had a story to tell about them asking weird questions about the seatbelts. Now, we didn't know what to think of Nick for a long time, but then Nick came forward again recently and did an interview, and we still didn't get to talk to Nick directly, any of us, but we got to hear a little more detail about what actually happened that day on August 6th when he had an encounter servicing Kylie Rodney's vehicle. Now, he told us a story, and he told us a lot of details in that story, and nobody knew what to make of the story or of him. And then, of course, when he comes out and does this second interview recently and said, I ID'd Kylie. I ID'd Kylie, not the guy. I can't remember really what the guy looks like. I haven't seen any photos or anything that really match up the guy yet. But he described him as a guy with a white T-shirt, like bro tank, he said, and a black baseball cap, and the dark hair hanging out the sides a little bit. And he said he had either freckles or some sort of acne on both sides of his face. Okay? Now, none of us have got to talk to Nick. Personally, I got to hear a bunch of stuff from people that had talked to Nick that nobody else got to hear. So I got to hear some personal stuff about the interactions with Nick, and that helped me believe Nick, stuff that is personal to Nick. And Nick does not want to be, on camera. Nick has been very brave, coming forward twice now to tell his side of the story and say, hey, I'm just telling it how it is, right? But he's had to face backlash for that. And so we all owe Nick a big thank you for coming forward and telling us what he knew, because that opened up a lot of things in this case, and he has been purposely discredited by people. And we are going to prove that today in this video. Because, as you know, we've had a team of private investigators and other people working behind the scenes to find out facts and weed out the fiction. And a lot of people right here on YouTube, on my channel, subscribers, and people communicating on my community page, we found out a lot of stuff, and we've dug through a lot of details, and we've done a lot of the grunt work. And I appreciate everyone that's helped me do this. But because we created this powerful network, we've been able to do things that nobody else can do. Now, by putting it all together, I've been able to present it to you today in a video, and I can finally say that Nick appears to have been telling us the truth all along. Nick is not a liar. Nick is not a plant. Nick is a good person who came forward and tried to do the right thing. And some people that are going to be exposed today have purposely discredited him. They tried to gaslight him and make him feel like he's just crazy when he's not crazy, and he told us the truth. Also, people that are connected to the people we're exposing today will be exposed in an upcoming video after this. That will probably be the important video I ever make. But this one is also very important, because today we are going to prove that Nick from AAA Roadside Assistance is telling us the truth. And all of his claims have now been backed up by tangible evidence that we have collected through a licensed private investigation firm. And I'm going to share that with you today, including some very high quality video. So let's take a look at what we've got. First of all, let's talk about Nick's story. We're going to get into pieces. I'm going to stop at each of one of those pieces and show you some evidence. At the end of it, we're going to play a whole bunch of stuff all the way through. But first, we're going to break it down, and then we're going to go through the whole thing. So first of all, Nick told us a story that he saw Kylie Rodney on Saturday, August 6th, around 11 a.m., and he had to go there for a service call because her battery was dead, or for some reason the car wouldn't start. Now, Nick worked for AAA Roadside Assistance in Sparks, Nevada. There's a few of them. We're going to show you the exact one in just a minute. But he said that he had to go to this service call, and he claimed that they have cameras on the trucks. He also claimed that they have GPS and record where the trucks are going. And he said they have very clear records of which drivers went where for what service calls on which days and which times. Now, since then, Nick has told us in a recent interview that both of his bosses have now claimed that they don't have the video and he wasn't there that day. But Nick says, yes, I was. And we have GPS and we have video. He also said that local law enforcement, Placer County Sheriffs, had the video, and he talked to them twice about that video. And he said that they agreed with him that it was, in fact, Kylie Rodney in that video. Then, when he tried to inquire again, because they didn't call him back, some other agency, maybe FBI, maybe Nevada County Sheriff's Department, they called Nick and they told him they are taking over the investigation and there is no video. There never was any video. And Nick said, but I'm sure we have video. And they said, no, we didn't get any. So, of course, we want to go back to the source in that case, wouldn't we? And that would be AAA Roadside Assistance that he worked for with cameras on the trucks. Okay, now he claims that they're saying they don't have video. So, of course, we sent our private investigation team to verify everything Nick said. And we made phone calls, and we had a private investigator do some investigating and take video. And I have all of that for you in today's video. So make sure you watch till the end. If you haven't taken a minute to subscribe, click the subscribe button right now and set it to all, because then you get a notification when I upload my next video and you probably don't want to miss the next video because it's going to be very, very important. Make sure you get a notification for it by setting the subscribe button to the all bell. And if you don't mind, while you're down there, click the like button for me, because then it helps me get this video up higher in the algorithm, and we can share the truth with people and get more people behind us when I expose these punks and we get justice for Kylie, forced by the hand of public outcry. Okay, so to create the public outcry, we have to start at the very tip of the conspiracy to obstruct justice, because that's what's going on. We all thought so, and now we have solid evidence gathered by a licensed private investigation firm, and we're going to show it to everybody, and we're going to put these people on the grill and watch them sizzle. So the first ones to go on the grill are Michael Devaney from AAA Roadside Assistance in Sparks, Nevada, and Luke Laparelli of AAA Roadside Assistance in Sparks, Nevada. The address of the exact location that these two men work at that are hiding the video from the public and gave it to Amies or whoever's doing the cover-up, and we'll no longer talk about it, and I'm going to prove that to you today too. They are located at 1036 Gregg Street in Sparks, Nevada. 89431 is the post, or is the zip code there. Okay. Now I have the phone number, but I got to hold that back for a minute because something else happened that I'm going to share with you in this video involving their phone number. So just hold on for the phone number. Okay. So we have gone ahead and investigated these two guys and their business. We have found out that they actually have a second business running out of that location. Yes, you never heard this before because nobody knows until today. And you're watching it here on my channel because I promised you guys that after all this work and secrecy and stuff I was doing, that one day I was going to be able to show you some stuff. Well, here's some stuff, okay? They had a second business running out of the same location. Now, the second business operating from that same location with no signage at the same office AAA Roadside Assistance is running out of is called Auto Guardian. Now, here's the weird thing. Auto Guardian is listed at that location that I just mentioned. However, it is the only way you can get a hold of the head office. There's no way to get a hold of that office through AAA. And that's why nobody else has been able to find them. And of course, the private investigators found this stuff out and found their location and found their trucks. And we have video of everything. So we're going to show you that in just a minute. But like I said, we're going to break it all down and I'm going to show it all to you today in this video, just like I promised you all. Okay, so Michael Devaney, Devaney, Michael Devaney, and Luke Liparelli. Now, Liparelli is spelled Lipparelli, okay? And here is photographs of these two men. We have...
Did you get those names, or do you want me to slow that down? Keep going. Just keep going.
Caleb's putting them in chat.
Okay.
Oh, shoot. All right. That's cool. Thank you.
She put the Michael one, and I don't know about the other one, but she's been putting them in chat.
Fuck yeah. Thank you.
I'll be back. I'll be back.
You're welcome.
Michael Devaney, we have Luke. Now, Michael Devaney is an emergency roadside assistance guy and some sort of manager, night manager perhaps. And Luke Liparelli is listed as Senior Director of Operations for AAA Roadside Assistance in Sparks, Nevada. Okay, and they're located at 1036 Gregg Street. Okay, so there you go. We have the two people that are lying about the video existing. They have lied, and we're going to break it down and prove it. Just hold on. Got proof for you. Don't worry. But I'm just telling the story first. So Relly and Michael Devin directly to the face of Nick and tried to gaslight him and make him look stupid. First, it was, I believe he talked, I'm going to have to double check this, but I believe he talked to Michael first, and he was saying, hey, we don't have the video, and you weren't there that day. Now, Nick's point that, hey, I was there that day. I remember very clearly. I know it was her, and we have GPS. So what do you got to say about that? That's when he talked to the second boss, and second boss said, we don't have video. He didn't say you weren't there that day, possibly because he already realized that Nick isn't an idiot and he's been a good, honest worker and he doesn't deserve to be treated like a freaking idiot or gaslighted, and so therefore he left out the part saying, oh, you weren't there that day. He just convinced them that there was no video. Now, since then, roadside assistance Nick has quit working for these two guys, quit working for AAA roadside assistance, and no longer works there. I'm not going to even try to guess why he quit. I'm not going to try to speak for him, but I was under the impression that he was having some sort of, work-related issues, and then that happened. So I'm just going to guess and say that was probably the icing on the cake for Nick to want to move on and find a better place to be employed by. So I'm just guessing on that. I'm not quoting Nick on that, by the way. Okay, I'm just saying that everything he said has been verified now. So we have to start looking at these two guys as not only people that are helping get justice for Kylie and tell the proper, truthful story about what happened to her, but we've caught them actively covering up this thing and trying even harder just this week to try to cover it up even further because we're on to them. There's been some people on YouTube posting videos about things related to roadside assistance Nick and where he was employed. So I think they have finally figured out that we're onto them, and they have actively tried to hide the two trucks that Nick drove for the company. But it's too late. We already got evidence. They have been trying to hide the second business that has the phone number that you need to call if you actually wanted to talk to Mike or Luke. Now, they may have a phone number at Roadside AAA from their 1-800 service to somehow get a hold of them. And yeah, we've tried to get a hold of them on a personal level, but at this point, it's freaking obvious to me that they don't want to talk to me, okay? They have been actively avoiding me, and not only actively avoiding talking to me, but they've been lying about the video existing to other people, including a private investigator. We had a female private investigator make a phone call to them and capture them, causing plausible deniability. That means they are actively trying to create a situation where they can later say, we didn't know, we don't know, we didn't do it, we didn't know. That's plausible deniability. And they have been caught red-handed causing or trying to cause plausible deniability in the case where they have been part of a conspiracy to obstruct justice. So we got it, and we're going to show it to you. Not only have we captured video that backs up Nick's claims, but we have made a couple phone calls that we're going to play and show you what we learned about AAA roadside assistance. Everything Nick said is now verified by a private investigation firm. And now what Nick claimed about the cameras and how they would have recorded it and the GPS has now been backed up by a private investigation firm. So let's go through the evidence and then I'll play it all through. First of all, let's address Nick's claims one at a time and play the evidence. His first claim, and something we all kind of know already if you're a AAA member, you have to have a AAA card and be a member to get service calls. You have to have photo ID to get the service call and prove you're the person that has that membership when the tow truck driver arrives. And that is exactly what Nick told us. And that's why he's so sure it was Kylie Rodney, because it was her membership number. It was her driver's license being shown to him when he arrived at the service call. It was her phone number he had to call back that went to voicemail because her phone was dead. It wasn't likely dead, though, because she had a phone charger right there. It's way more likely that this person that was with her had some control over her at that time and had her phone. And that's why the phone call was made from this other person's phone to call in the service call. So when Nick arrived, he claims he would have had to have seen her ID and verify that's her that he's talking to and that she has the correct membership number that was called in for the service call through dispatch. Now, Nick claimed that right here in the phone call our private investigator made to AAA roadside assistance, pretending to be somebody that needed assistance, and said just the right things to weasel out the information we needed to get from dispatch. So here it is. This is proof that when you call them, they tell you, as soon as you call in their automated recording when you call, and we're going to play the whole call, don't worry. This is just the automated, I'm playing little bits first. This is the automated call part. When you first call, it tells you right there that you must have your membership card and number handy and your photo ID ready. Let's hear it.
Please have your physical or digital membership card and photo ID available to receive service.
Back the fuck up.
Okay, there it is. There it is.
Did you catch any of that? Because I think I played on way too fast of a level. Do we know what she said? Does it matter? I think we already know what's happening.
Right there. AAA roadside assistance admits to it right in their recording. As soon as you phone them, that what Nick said is true. You must have a membership card and photo ID when they arrive to do the service call. And that's what Nick told us. And that's why he's so sure it was Kylie Rodney he saw on August 6th, destroying law enforcement and Sammy. So of course we're going to try to dismiss him, right? So let's take a little further look into this and see what else we can learn. Now, didn't he also tell us that they had GPS? I think he did. Yeah, he did. He said it twice, actually, publicly, that they had GPS. And he said in his interview recently that he had GPS on his phone, and he knows that the company records this stuff. He went to his two bosses, Michael and Luke, and asked why nobody is doing anything with this information. And they both said, we don't have it. But do they? Because do we believe his bosses or do we believe Nick? Because Nick says they do have it and they do record it. And a lot of people said, oh, we don't know if they've actually recorded the GPS of the trucks going out. We don't know that for sure. Well, let's listen to a little piece of the phone call that one of our female private investigators got out of them during that phone call. Let's take a listen to what she weaseled out of this dispatch caller after making her check. Let's take a listen.
That's why when you do give us a call, we basically record everything so we can see exactly what company went out to you. If it wasn't an actual AAA truck, if it was one of our contracted drivers, we could see that. We could see who it was that came out to you. We could see the time that they arrived to you, and we also have geo-tracking location services for the truck.
So there you have it, folks. Solid evidence on a phone call made to roadside assistance in Truckee directly to the dispatch and asking questions specifically about this location for a service call in Truckee. That's right. Somebody from our private investigation team was right down there in Truckee and made this phone call for us. We had a female do it so it would seem more believable when she called and said, oh, I need a tow truck, help. And she had AAA roadside assistance membership. So we said, hey, we need you to do this one for us because we need you to pretend that you are in distress and you need help. And then we need you to reel in some information out of the dispatch so that we can prove Nick's claims. And we did that. So now that you've heard them say that they actually do record the GPS of the trucks going out and they record the drivers and where they went, Nick's claims have now been verified. They told us in this phone call that's been collected by a professional licensed private investigation firm. They told us right there in the phone call after our female private investigator did a little fishing and pulled some information out of that dispatch lady. She just wasn't going to take no for an answer. She said, I have to know for my safety, do you have cameras on the trucks? And that's where the plausible deniability comes in because there's only three answers they could give us, right? Yes, we have cameras on the trucks. That would be admitting to it, right? And they know they already lied to the public and they already know they lied to Nick and they already know it's kind of going public. So of course they're not going to admit it. But the other answer would be no, right? And if they flat out lied and said no, knowing that there's some people like us watching, that maybe they weren't going to get away with that, especially after our private investigator have been making phone calls. And they're probably figuring out now that they're being investigated. In fact, we have proof that they know they're being investigated and further trying to cover up the cover-up. I'm going to show you that today too. So hold on. Stick around to the end of this video. If you haven't clicked the like button for me yet, please do that because I worked really hard to get all this stuff. And these two videos are going to create the public outcry that I hope will be strong enough to force the hand of justice for Kylie. So if you can click the like button for me, I appreciate it. And if you click on the subscriber button, that's appreciated too. And that's really for you, the subscriber. So you get a notification if you set it to all, then you know when I upload my next video. So don't miss it. Okay, so carrying on here. By the way, if you want to check on our progress for the crowdfunding, I haven't mentioned it lately because I've been too busy tracking leads and trying to find out what happened to Kylie. And we've learned so much stuff. I haven't even had time to make videos. Of course, I had a tragic loss. My dear friend, Friendly, my cat of 17 years, passed away, and it's been very difficult time for me. So I've been busy. I haven't had time to promote the crowdfunding. If you want to check it out, it's at screwgofundme.org. I'll put it up here and you can see our progress. And we've done a lot for our tiny little budget. But I want to go after something that's going to cost a lot more and could give us zero. And that's why I haven't done it. It's going to cost thousands to check and we might not get anything, nothing at all. It might come up zero. But we want to look at the insurance, the claim that there's insurance policies on Kylie Rodney and who might be benefiting from such a thing. That takes a great amount of PI work and legal work. She's a minor and she's deceased, and it appears the family has had things kind of held back and they legally can do that. So it would be nearly impossible to get that information because we don't have power of attorney of her estate, and we would have to get probable I don't know exactly how, not a lawyer, but basically you kind of have to have evidence to go to a judge and get them to sign off and give a subpoena so that we could look at insurance company records, stuff like that. So it's a big process. It involves lawyers and it involves private investigators looking at people individually and learning things that we're not allowed to look at through databases straight up, if that makes any sense. So that's what we're going to work on next after I expose all this stuff and show you guys what we have learned so far on our little budget and all the awesome people on my channel personally helping me and throwing in their own time, money, and effort to help me solve this case. So let's break it down. We've already heard a couple of things that Nick claimed have now been verified by the phone call.
Thank you for calling AAA. Are you calling from California?
Yes.
Okay, what city are you in or near? If you're unsure, say, I don't know.
Truckee, California.
Okay, I'll get someone to help you. Please hold. Para español, oprima ocho. To help us locate you faster and receive real-time updates, please hang up and complete your request through the link we just texted you. I see you're still on the line. For the fastest service, please hang up and use the link we just sent you. If you did not get the link or are not on a mobile phone, please press 1 to proceed to our automated phone system. Your call will be recorded for quality and training purposes. During this call, we may collect personal information. To learn more, please visit AAA.com/privacy. Please have your physical or digital membership card and photo ID available to receive service. AAA can keep you updated through text messages at your standard carrier's rates, including a link showing real-time updates of the service vehicle en route to your location, and a survey to score our service. This is Julia with AAA. Are you in a safe location?
I am.
Awesome. I'm glad to hear that you're safe. Can I get a good contact number for you?
Hang on just a second. I want to ask a couple of questions before I get it all set up. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
Do you know if the trucks have a camera on the front of them when they come out for safety?
I'm not sure because it all depends on the truck.
Can you find out?
Or what's coming out? Are you looking to need a tow?
I think I might.
Okay, yeah. So you're wanting to know if they have truck cameras?
Yeah, if there's a
What
camera
other
on the
questions
front.
did you have?
Yeah, just if there's a camera on the front for safety.
Okay. Let me see. Okay, give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and look for that for you, okay? I'll be right back with you. I'm just going to put you on a brief hold. Are you there?
I'm here, ma'am.
Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, we don't have the answer to that because most of our drivers are going to be contracted, and they pretty much run their show however they run their business. That's why when you do give us a call, we basically record everything so we can see exactly what company went out to you. If it wasn't an actual AAA truck, if it was one of our contracted drivers, we could see that. We could see who it was that came out to you. We could see the time that they arrived to you, and we also have geo tracking location services for the truck.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hang on just a minute. I got a text. Oh, it's my husband. He's on the way. Okay, I guess I'm okay, but thank you so much for your time.
No problem at all. You have a good one, and thank you for being a valued AAA member.
You too. Bye-bye.
And we're going to take it a little bit further. Nick said they had cameras on their trucks. He said they lost Michael, and Luke claimed they don't have any video. Meanwhile, we know they have that video. We know that Nick is very honest so far in all of the claims, so why would we not believe him when he says that he talked to law enforcement twice about that video, and then all of a sudden, this other agency says, we never got that video. No, we talked to them, and they don't have it either. No, there never was any video. We checked. That's what they said. Now, we've gone ahead and checked out Nick's story, and it all checks out. So I personally believe everything Nick said, including that part where he said he did talk to law enforcement. They did agree that it was Kylie Rodney in the video, and then they went, shh, what video? I don't know what you're talking about. There never was one. We never got it. We asked the other guys. They didn't have it either. Lies. And we're going to show you the lies right now because they said they don't have video. And Nick said, oh, yes, they do. They have cameras on the front and rear. They record audio. And like he said, they have to have a membership and photo ID. And, of course, the license plate number is going to match the vehicle that they're supposed to be going out there to service as well. So Nick has a ton of stuff to say, hey, I was there, and I know it was the car, and I know it was Kylie Rodney. Now, we didn't know if we could believe him, but, oh, look at this. His claims that they record GPS and record which drivers went where at which times has now been verified. Oh, what else did Nick say? He said that the membership card to get the call, and we check it when we go to the call. What do you know? We've proved that right in their recording of their phone call when you call AAA. So now let's take a look at some excellent quality video taken by the private investigation firm for us to view today to back up Nick's claims that they do indeed have cameras on all of their trucks. Let's take a look. And there you have it, folks. I promised you I was going to bring the goods. I promised you I was going to dig deeper than anybody's ever dug on this case. And I promised you I'm not going to quit until we figure out what actually happened to Kylie and we get all of these people that are involved in this conspiracy to obstruct justice held accountable. And it turns out that these two guys are, not helping. And it turns out that these two guys that Nick used to be employed by are actively trying to hide this thing. Of course, I thought, hey, maybe they're just innocent business owners that got caught up in this thing. Maybe. Maybe they just thought they were giving it to the right law enforcement agency, and maybe the law enforcement agency told them to just keep it hush-hush. So, of course, that was a possibility. So we wanted to look into that. And we found that once they realized we were looking at them, they have been actively hiding their trucks, specifically the ones that Nick drove. They've been keeping them indoors in their garages or somewhere else at another location. They have been actively hiding those trucks, but it's too late. We already got photos and videos of it all that I just showed you. And you can clearly see in this photograph that they do have cameras on the front and rear of the record trucks that Nick drove. Now, what you saw there was, the important clips that I put together in a way that you can see the evidence. But we actually have a lot of video because we had to stake the place out and get video over certain days to capture all of their trucks and make sure we got video of all of them so we could say, hey, look, you got a camera in every single windshield of every single one of these trucks. And Nick said he drove his truck nose to nose in case he had to do a jump start with Kylie's car. So, and he says that he always parks his truck to make sure that the camera picks up the vehicle and the people, and probably the license plate too. And that's another thing that made me believe Nick the first time we heard from Nick in the AWP video, because I realized as a car guy myself who works with tow trucks and tow truck drivers, I knew he was for real. I was like, the stuff he said in that interview, the subtle stuff between the lines, that's a true professional roadside assistance guy there. He's not a secret Fed agent trying to pretend to be a roadside assistance guy. He was for real. And I believed him from the get-go, but no proof. And then he had this second interview that he did recently. And again, we didn't really have anything to back it up, but we sure wanted to believe his story. Now we have the proof. So now you've seen the video. Nick was not lying about the cameras. They're there. Every single truck has been recorded with a camera and verified by a licensed private investigation firm. Also, Nick's claims that they record which drivers went where and GPS of those trucks going to those service calls has now been verified by the licensed private investigation firm. Also, his claim that she had to have been the one he was talking to, because not only does his memory serve him correctly that he saw her face, and what did he say? I believe he said he would bet $1 million on it. Yeah, because it's not only his memory that is making it for sure Kylie, it's that he's looking at her photo ID and looking at her face and matching up the number on her card. But he thought she was acting very strange. And it's very likely that she was under some sort of influence of some sort of drug. Now that we are very sure she was abducted and she was alive on August 6th, and Nick, the roadside assistance guy from AAA Roadside Assistance in Sparks, Nevada on Gregg Street, did, in fact, on August 6th, around 11 a.m., at Boca Lake Campground. Okay? And she was acting weird, possibly under the influence of drugs, because she was in the middle of being kidnapped. There's a huge possibility right now that we are not going to just ignore like law enforcement wants us to. And they have been working really hard to get us to forget about it. How do I know that? Well, not only are they actively hiding those trucks now, because we've had them staked out for a while, but they're actually hiding that second business I mentioned, and this is why I said I'm going to share the phone number with you in a minute, because I want you to look at something. First of all, this screenshot I'm going to show you is their Auto Guardian Google listing from less than 2 weeks ago when we had the private investigator make the phone call. She called this number as well. She called the 1-800 number to get the info we got out of dispatch, but she also called the head number for the office under Auto Guardian and asked to speak to Michael. And they said, he's not here right now. He's not here right now. They admitted that it was the correct number to get a hold of Michael Devaney, but he's not here right now. So he's the night shift guy or whatever. So unfortunately, she didn't have Luke's name at the time. So she just said, okay, thanks, I'll call back. Okay, now here's a screenshot of the listing. Take a look. Okay, this was taken less than 2 weeks ago. Less than 2 weeks ago. We're talking like 10 days ago. This was taken. Okay. In fact, I don't have it in front of me, but later when I edit the video, I will put somewhere on the screen here the exact date and time that this screenshot was taken a couple weeks ago. The phone call was made on the same day as the screenshot. They answered the phone. They said, Michael Devaney is not here right now. And PI lady said, I'll call back. Thank you. So since then, I have been trying to call that number over and over and over again and only getting a fax machine, and nobody will pick it up. And then we had the PI try to call it. Nobody will pick it up, just a fax machine. So I thought, hey, well, I'm making the video. Maybe I'll just go double check, make sure I have the right number, because this was my last attempt to try to get a hold of Michael Devaney and Luke Liparelli. And I wanted to try to call them personally because I have been trying to reach out through the PIs and stuff to get their side of the story. Because I wanted to hear, hey, maybe they're innocent business owners and they just, maybe some law enforcement guy told them to and not tell anybody about the video. So I wanted to talk to them, obviously. and ask them straight up. Yeah, that's what I was going to do. In fact, I tried calling like a bunch of times. I was going to straight up call them and say, Michael, this is what you've been accused of. You're being accused of obstruction of justice. This is huge. That video you have is the most key piece of valuable evidence in the case that could prove what happened to Kylie Rodney. You, sir, are not giving it to the people that are going to get justice for Kylie. Why
I feel like he's still talking really slow.
are you doing that? Who told you what I was going to do? I was going to grill him hard. And I knew that I would get him to talk. That's why they've been actively avoiding me and the private investigators, because they know they've been investigated now. And they know they've been on YouTube. They know roadside assistance Nick has come forward and made another interview. And they know that the jig is up, that they are actively covering things up. How do I know that? Because look at the screenshot from just last night. Right? Temporary boost. Yeah, that happened this week. Right now, this week. That was last night, okay? That was last night, December 1st, 2022. That screenshot you're looking at. A couple weeks after the other screenshot that shows they are an active business and they were answering the phone and saying, yeah, Michael's working here, but he's not here right now. And look now, Audio Guardian temporarily closed, and they will not answer the phone. And they will not answer anything because we've tried to reach out to them. So I gave them a bunch of opportunities to come forward as good people that want to get justice for Kylie and show us the video. I was going to make them give me that freaking video. I was going to tell them straight up a bunch of stuff we had on them and say, look, I could not go with this story, or I could tell them that you're a hero and you're coming forward with the video now. Show me the video. They don't want to show me the video. They don't want to talk to me. They are actively avoiding me. They're actively avoiding private investigators calling and pretending to be other people. They know the jig is up, and they have been actively hiding the trucks, and now they're actively hiding Auto Guardian, located at the same location as AAA roadside assistance on Gregg Street with no signage whatsoever. Here's those photos again of the front of the building, and you can see there's no Auto Guardian there, just AAA roadside assistance. You've seen in the video clips, and we have a ton of the video, but I didn't want to show you an hour of video when most of it isn't, and not proof. We needed windshield shots and stuff, so I put all that for me to go.
Wait, what? I'm sorry, I was going with
This
that.
is about it. No, you're good. This is about it. He just keeps rambling on for here. Just, I'm not trying to get everybody bored because you know how he does, but
that's I know.
CC's live is the 3rd. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. So we will.
I jumped the gun. My bad.
I'll even come on, do a live tomorrow. We'll talk and get her on.
So then, can we watch yours? Because
yeah, we're gonna hop right into mine because it's really
'Cause
funny. No, let me tell you how good God is. Okay, so if CC's gonna have all the information that we just got from him right here, when you see my video and what I do, you'll just see. Let's move on right on to it.
Yeah, because Weeze has got to go in just a little bit, so she wants to watch yours.
And you know how I'm always talking about I want to do a video about this, and this. I don't know. I was like, I got to do a video about SF and his recollection. And if you just watch how he acts, how he mumbles certain things, and I'm excited to see this. I try to be nice. I did. Like at first, I was like, I'm gonna be nice. And the more I listened to him, I was like, fuck this guy. And it just it goes all downhill from being nice from there.
It's like rolling a boat down the hill.
Everything that CC said that we've been saying, I know less people in chat are mentioning that, but the point I think is that other channels are starting to do their research too and putting it out there, and I think that's what's really important.
Yeah, it's really important because he backs up a lot of this claim.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
I know that some of this is stuff that we know, but I'm just saying, guys, like it helps him with his algorithm, and it helps, get the shit out there. Yep, and it shows that we're not just talking bullshit. Other people are doing the same investigation.
Exactly.
We're not bringing you fake news.
Nope.
You pictures are blowing my phone up while talking to me right now.
I know. Sorry.
And yes, I have seen Jeff before.
Ridiculous.
That's what you guys were talking about earlier.
And they just talking nonsense too. Like, there's 36 in the private chat I ain't even looked at. Well, wow, y'all.
Whoo, Team Kylie all the way.
Hell yeah, man. Y'all ready? Got your handy dandy notebooks. I'll play him in normal speed though.
How long is this one, Shan?
32 minutes.
Okay.
And I promise the end's worth it because it all goes together.
I'm back.
Your perfect timing. Y'all ready?
Yep.
Y'all ready for this?
Mhm.
Let's do it.
I know I am.
So, you know, I am a private investigator. However, my main profession is, which I don't know if a lot of people know, is I'm actually a fashion photographer. But long time ago, you know, I thought aviation and law enforcement was the route I was going to go. So I went to aviation school and became a commercial licensed pilot. And
Can we just
I
point out his
flew for
tattoos for the chat?
the Attorney General's office in the state of Texas for a while. And, you know, so it was around law enforcement.
They're not
and that,
important.
and I went into the Travis County
Not right now.
Sheriff's Department Academy. I didn't complete it because I just knew it wasn't the way that I wanted to go. But so then I made a total U-turn and moved to Los Angeles, and because photography and art's always been a part of my thing. However, I always had this this thing with missing people, and especially, you know, the Maddie McCain case, you know, down in Portugal, you know, years, 15 years ago. And actually, I just got back from Portugal. I was down there looking at some things, and so I always had done it in the background. Although I've had a Twitter account for, I'm guessing at least 15 years. Never was active on it. And then, you know, the Gabby Petito case kind of brought, you know, a lot of people, you know, a little bit more forward. And and then right after, you know, the Gabby Petito case, there was a couple other, you know, cases that I was somewhat involved in, and you know, it's just gone from there, and it's, you know, it's just gone from there, and it's for better, probably for worse. But so yeah, so the way I got involved is I do all my private investigation work.
Oh
The
my
vast
God,
majority of
that's
it, every part of it that has to do with missing persons or domestic violence, I do pro bono. I've never charged a family ever. I've never taken reimbursement money for traveling or anything like that. So I had just,
He's like watching the Matrix fall up the stairs.
gotten back from, I forget where I just gotten back from, and the case, Kylie was still pretty new, and I live in Los Angeles, so
That's not nice.
you know, it's about an 8-hour drive for me. And I was just laying in bed when I got home that night, and thinking about the case, and I was like, you know, I'm just gonna drive up there and just go help search, you know. And that's what I did. I got in my car and I went up to Truckee, and I you know, I checked into a hotel, and I was just there to search. I had no contact
It
with
used to be 2,000.
any of her family or anything. I didn't know anything about.
Were you
no,
sure?
No,
Okay.
I became no. I was not. No, I just went there as a volunteer. Now I became close with her father and grandfather through this process, and they, you know, they I mean, what it was, they came to me and they said, you know, we're not getting any answers from law enforcement at all. We're getting shut out. And
Just wait.
they're like,
Put him in so many lies.
Everybody seems to think that we're supposed to have an idea of what is going on here.
This man lies so much, he won't. He dances around answers. Just watch.
And you know, it was just a conversation like that that turned into, you know, I asked the grandfather. So they live up at they have a.
Where's his word salad going?
A place, a lodge, that's a Coldstream, which is behind a 4-mile gated road, private road. And I had asked, you know, the first day I met him, you know, I asked if I could go search Coldstream because there's 3 ponds along Coldstream Road, and he kind of felt me out for a while. And then he gave me the code for their gate and for their house and said, do whatever you want. And that night he saw me out there searching, and I went and had a glass of wine with him and kind of learned a lot about the family and about him, and you know, the pain they were going through, you know, and uncertainty, and they were just so confused. It's just that look of confusion, like what is going on? They just So that's how I was not hired by the family, but I still talk to them. And I think today is Kylie's memorial, so I'm sure it's a tough day for them. There was a limited amount of data, although there were some very helpful data points that I was able to get from the family. For instance, we knew that right before she went to the party, she stopped, and which was a regular routine for her, being a 16-year-old kid, she stopped and put 2 gallons of gas in the car.
That was for the generator, by the way.
So we knew that, and she would run down.
What's that?
That $2 of gas was for the generator, is what I've heard. Why would somebody put 2 gallons?
That's what I'm saying. Even as a young kid, you're not where they live. They know to not put $2 in gas. Like, she knows she's driving to Prosser. She knows she's gonna have to get home. She ain't putting no $2 in gas in her car. That was for that was definitely for a generator.
Yep,
definitely 100%.
Pretty low before she would do that. So we knew that the river radius couldn't have been that huge. So what that enabled law enforcement
snipping in his
and
voice
others
out,
to do is
so I just pitched it.
one of the first things that was done is they went and got surveillance from every single gas station within that 45 miles. So they knew that.
Go ahead, babe.
It was either for a generator or to start the fire. Because my kids will come out here. My kids will take the gas can and go across the street and get a couple dollars just to start the fire. So yeah, just keep. Yep, there you go. Thank you. Sorry, continue.
Yep.
The car had not gone and got fuel. So as far as it traveling to the Boca, which isn't that far, but going back and forth and possibly getting dumped again after being at the party, you could start doing the math to figure out. And plus, the other thing is there is 3 cameras, highway cameras. That there is one near Boca, and there's one on the 80, and there's another one up at Donner Pass. There was another one, and those were somewhat misunderstood. She could go from Prosser to home if she took a back route, which she probably would have, to be honest, because it's just as short and you step the highway and avoid the one camera. But what I mean is, like, if the car had been out by so there's one up at Donner Pass, which is like where the ski area is. It's kind of up higher, but it's just above Prosser and Boca. So there's one there, and then there's one on the freeway, because if you were to go from Prosser to her house without taking the back roads, you would get on the highway for 2 exits, and you would pass a traffic cam. And we weren't, I know we weren't the only ones monitoring that camera, and that had been looked going backwards as well. So there was a lot of that type of, keep in mind the FBI card team was there. I was staying in the same hotel as them. That's the Child Abduction Rapid Deployment Team. That's like the top team in the FBI. I mean, those are the badasses, and not F around. I mean, they they're looking for kids. And so time is,
I do it all the time.
Around. They know that every minute counts. And so, and a lot of times they're dealing with like little children. So they were at the hotel I was staying at, they were staying there. Homeland Security was there. Marshals, U.S. Marshals. So, there was a lot of activity and things were happening. And right there where the volunteer center was, the California Highway Patrols, California Highway Patrol has a large headquarters building there. And so that's where everybody was based out of.
And then there's the CHP, there's the FBI, there's the Placer County Sheriff's Department, and then there's the
our voice pitched him. Fuck him.
Nevada County.
Nevada County. That's what I was
our
thinking.
voice pitched
And also
from here on out.
And the Truckee Police Department. So that's 5 different.
Who's interviewing?
enforcement entities
Don't care.
that were looking for
It's mine
Kylie
now.
And Homeland Security.
and Homeland. Wow, so sick.
There's nowhere I went that didn't have a flyer for her. I mean, and that's one of the things that was kind of suspect to me about, which I'm sure we'll get into later. The tow truck driver guy is not knowing about it. I mean, literally everybody in this town knew about it. I mean, it was they had those, the portable billboard signs that they can put up.
Yeah.
They were all over, Kylie with her license plate number.
Look how
and everything.
nervous
I mean,
he's
you couldn't
getting.
go
He's
anywhere
all, you can hear it. He's shaking as he's
to
lying.
find Kylie, would you say that you saw an effective performance from all of them, as far as just based on your experience in working with law enforcement in the past?
Yeah, so that's a hard one to say because first of all, I was not there until she went missing on Saturday. Saturday morning at 9 a.m. is when she technically didn't show up. I didn't arrive till the next Saturday. So she'd been gone a week. The feds, I know.
Oh, he makes me go.
I mean, they always keep a low profile, but there was a lot of activity at the CHP building and in and out of the hotel. Well, I was very surprised that the whole week, the whole 8 days that I was there searching, I never saw one helicopter until the fine was made, and then they were out.
Wow.
I never saw a single helicopter. I did see on 3 days, I did see the dive team out there in one boat, 3 guys or guys and girls, whatever, out there for 4 to 5 hours at a time. I saw them 3 different occasions. Never saw organized searchers.
He already told a lie. So now he knows he's panicking. So he's got to bring his heart rate back down. So he has to tell the truth here. Like, he has to calm himself down through telling the truth. Like, when you profile people, it's pretty fun. But yeah, he's already told his lie. So now he's moving into like telling some truth because he already got caught in his lie. Like, he's got to bring his heart level down.
He either looks to the left or the right, or he closes his eyes. He never looks at anything. Like, that's a
and you
huge
can
sign.
definitely tell when he's lying and he's making something up or trying to recount what he's been told to say or do or whatever. He closes his eyes, he mumbles, or he looks to the left. He looks at like he's going to look at the picture.
Totally. And I think you're speaking out of experience because I've had to study that stuff. And it's
profiling?
totally
Yeah,
true.
I love profiling people.
Yeah, it's totally true.
I love profiling
I've
people.
mentioned in the comment, like, if your right side is the most dominant side, you won't
That's
look
why
to
I'm
the
always
right.
like, oh, but tell me more. Do it on video and tell me more. Like, it got to the point where I did this video and I was like, look, you could tell he's lying and you could tell certain things. Let me cut his face off. Like, there's a point where I just black him out and I just put emojis there. Let's do it.
Yep.
It was clear that there had been definitely had been professional search crews because there was a lot of the twist ties, like they'll mark them in the trees. Like if there's something on the ground, they'll put a tie.
He's nosy, right?
So they definitely were there, but
he's not allowed to do this in California because
other
he don't got a California
people that I saw
license.
on a regular basis, and who were civilians like myself, and one of them was the guy. I don't know if he wants his real name. He was the guy from Check It TV who did that dive the other day.
I gotta
out
follow
there,
that one.
and there was one other guy that was that knew the family. I would see them, pretty much on a daily basis. But other than that, I never saw one of her friends, anybody else. The way I met him was I was at the party location, and I was talking to FBI and a couple of sheriff's officers or deputies, and we were like sitting in the cars talking, and I could see in the distance, pretty far off, that there was a car sitting there. And then when I left, and I was pulling out of what would be the dirt area to go back onto the main road in the Prosser, the asphalt road, there was a guy there, and he waved me down. He's like, "Hey, I'm not trying to be nosy or anything." He's like, "But I've been out here searching. I'm a local. Can you just give me an idea? Would you want to tell me like where the actual party location was? Because I'm getting all these different stories." And I asked him a few questions, and he was by himself, and I could tell he seemed legit to me. So I told him, I showed him where the party location was, and I also showed him where the last cell phone ping was, and I said good luck, and then
Oh
I just
yeah,
ran across
Ryan.
him a
Wait,
couple other
wait till
times.
the end.
He
Wait till the end of this video.
he
You're
would
gonna love
DM
it.
me, you know, he would
promise.
find some things. It was the spot that I was given, kind of off the record, but by federal people, was within the actual dot on the map was within 50 yards of where the car was found.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was. So there's a little finger of water. If you're looking at the point, you know, there's like a diamond. That diamond, like
Tell
it
us.
looks like a boat ramp, but it's not a boat ramp. You know, and
It
then
is a boat
it
ramp.
hits the water. Just if you're looking at the water to the left, there's a little finger of water. That's where the ping came from. But you know, it could. I think it came from the car itself. Now that we know what the car is, you know, I think it's somewhere down there by the car. Well, so let me just tell you how we were told that, because it'll lead in. So when we arrived, first of all, I want to say,
Daisy, you missed something while you look back.
just
Hold on.
if you're looking at the water to the left, there's a little finger of water. That's where the ping came from. But you know, it could. I think it came from the car itself. Now that we know what the car is, you know, I think it's somewhere down there by the car. Well, so let me just tell you how we were told that, because it'll lead in. So when we arrived, first of all, I want to say, you know, I want to preface the whole thing by saying everybody is incredibly grateful and for them finding.
You guys are so mad.
They have unbelievable skills.
You're so mad.
There is some. I personally have some.
Why is he
issues that
smiling?
happen after that fact? You know, that like one of them has to do with like
because he's sick.
When we arrived, after I got the news from somebody I work with, and I had to tell her father and her
I
grandfather.
know they did.
We
Keith.
went to where Adventures with Purpose was at, because
he tells you how about
I
he
knew
is about it.
I could see them, and had no idea that they were mic'd up and cameras were rolling, and they were wearing
you
mic.
saw the mic. Shut the fuck
and
up.
So Doug
How
said,
do you
tells
miss
you what
3
kind of mic it
cameras
is.
in your
He
face?
tells you what kind of mic it is. Watch. Just watch. He tells
How do you
on
miss
himself.
all the cameras?
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But he said,
wow.
Can I speak to you guys? And law enforcement wasn't there yet, so I should have picked up on that. But anyway, we walked down by the water line, and we're standing in the circle. And this is the thing. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it, because I know that they'll probably use the sound clip in one. He said, if somebody had done this, who would you suspect? And at that time, the two people that I personally would have been on my radar, and I was looking into, were Jagger and Sammy. And I said that. So I said Jagger and Sammy, and he goes, okay. And then he rolls in and tells us the story about the tow truck driver. But he also added in that they then showed him a picture of Jagger, and he identified Jagger.
So
we were all like,
lies.
Like,
yeah,
like, oh my God. Okay. So, and so shortly after that, the FBI asked, so then now law enforcement is showing up, right? As we're having this meeting, they're showing up, and the FBI asked Adventures with Purpose to leave. And in fact, they asked David and Dan. They said that David and Daniel, they wanted them to go to CHP headquarters. I still think it was Nate, because they were going to bring the rest of the family there. And once they notified the family, and her father Daniel agreed to go, but David said he wasn't going to leave his granddaughter. Stayed there with them, and then so him and I started talking, and we were like, okay, so let's think this through. Like,
please,
let's make this work. You know, how does this work? Because the cell phone pinged at 12:33 p.m. the night before in the water. So now we're talking. That means somebody throws the phone in the water.
In the water.
It
did not, because the ping is right by the concrete.
And somehow
it pinged in the water.
You got to keep in mind.
I see.
When she
pause it for a second.
Texted her mom to ask.
So they said that it pinged near the water, but then Sam Brown was like, how he said that it could be in the water or around the water or whatever. Like, But he's making it
But
seem like it pinged in the
it was
car
in the water.
What
Like the
frick?
phone said, "Hey, I'm over here in the water." Oh,
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
3
Okay.
bold-faced lies. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't keep counting.
Stay out later. She was sharing her location with her mom. So we know that
Can't lie about
she was
that.
there.
Okay.
You know, so again, this means that the phone gets thrown in the water in the exact same
How
spot
does
that they're
he
eventually
keep
going
saying
to
it?
ditch the vehicle, apparently, and then they go on a camping trip. That doesn't make sense, right? And then
Why not just dip and ditch it in Boca? You know what I mean?
there you go. I mean, like, and then how do they get then out of a Prosser? They have to take 2 vehicles in. You've got 200 plus searchers at this point, because this is the first couple of days out there in Prosser scouring the area.
It's another lie.
The one day that they did helicopter sweeps 2 days, from what I was told, and that was
3.
the Saturday and the Sunday. So it would have had to been one hell of a miracle to pull off bringing that car back, to Prosser, and then
No, wrong again.
She's already when exactly was she actually reported missing?
So she technically was called. They originally went to the police department at about 11 something a.m. because they went to the Starbucks.
So that sounds.
He says Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but I can tell you that her grandfather told me that she was with him up until about 12:30 in the afternoon on Friday, the day she went to the party. But he was with her that morning up till about. So it wasn't Friday, because he says Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which in a situation like this, like, I think there's lots of things. Like the torture driver said he called his girlfriend. He was so concerned. Why not just look at your call logs and see what day you called her to verify what day?
Right.
So by that time, they had already questioned Jagger and everybody in her immediate orbit, right? And not as a suspect, but just like,
we was also
No one could have
what
destroyed
happened
the
to her,
phone
of
over
course.
there either.
So
What's that?
I was just saying, like, and there's no possible way that someone had her phone, pinged it at that location, and left it someplace where she could have been
No,
someplace further.
I think this is my speculation.
Speculating, yes.
But allegedly, I just think he is the.
He created the entire narrative for this false drowning thing.
Yeah, he created the storyline narrative and then trained other people to go with that narrative.
Yep.
Just like I'm noticing the same thing that he is. I see them on YouTube everywhere. Like I see them.
Yeah.
I think we all know, a lot of people learned during the Trump presidency, lying to the FBI is a crime in itself.
He's reminding
you don't
himself
have to commit another crime if you lie to.
Like he's lying to himself so that he realizes what's going to happen to him when they find out he knows what happened. I love watching him talk. It's fun.
They went to the Starbucks.
So that sounds.
He says Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, but I can tell you that her grandfather told me that she was with him up until about 12:30 in the afternoon on Friday.
He's the cleaner.
The day she went to the party, but he was with her that morning up till about. So it wasn't Friday, because he says Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, which in a situation like this, like, I think there's lots of things. Like the torture driver said he called his girlfriend. He was so concerned. Why not just look at your call logs and see what day you called her to verify what day?
Right.
So by that time,
you could tell
they had already questioned Jagger and everybody in her immediate orbit, right? And not as a suspect, but just like, we was also to
find out
No,
what
the
happened
fire
to her,
cam
of course.
isn't BS. What they did to it is BS.
I think we all know. A
They
lot of people
changed the
learned
date.
You know
during
what's
Trump
funny
presidency,
is so many people.
is a
So
crime
many.
in
I'm
itself.
sorry.
Hold on.
Like,
So-
you don't have to commit another crime.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Grandpa says, according to Sussfuck over here, Grandpa says that he was with Kylie from the morning until about 12 o'clock. And then Methface says that she was with Kylie all day long making creme brulee. Where the fuck was Kylie? Because nobody every time somebody asks about her being at the party, everybody gets quiet as fuck. So who was actually with Kylie all day Friday?
Pap.
That's
Kate,
my question.
Meth head.
Were they all making creme brulee or what's going on? Because my thing
I don't know.
is because from what I hear,
I can see her going to Hot August nights with her pap.
Yep.
For however
from
long.
what I've
I'm gonna
heard,
say from the type
as
of girl
soon as-
she is, probably after like 3 hours, she's like, all right, I'm fit to get out of here. You know what I mean?
from what I've heard,
I don't
every
think she
time
went to
somebody
that party.
questions the kids about seeing Kylie at the party, everybody shuts down and walks away.
Yeah.
Only these certain few people say that she was there the
But
whole
here's
time
the
or
thing.
whatever.
Yeah, because I don't think they
What?
saw
So,
her. I don't
where
think
the
she
fuck
was
was she? I don't think so
What if
either.
it's a jealousy thing? But it ain't Jagger that's the jealous one. It was
No, it's
Nate,
not.
the one that was jealous, and something went down. And I think Nate did
Because
something to this girl.
he was
I'm sorry,
jealous
but
because
I think
Jagger
Nate,
wanted her
and
back.
Sam did. And I
Because
think
Jagger
other
wanted her
people
back.
know what the fuck happened.
Yeah, but I also
Because
heard too
Jagger
that
was
Jagger
her.
and Nate split up, and it's the same Nate that Sammy was.
Yeah, but her and Jagger were high school sweethearts. That was the love of her first love, and I think that he was jealous of Jagger, and I think that's why
I
Jagger's
think what
so
it
pissed.
was is he was at that party with her, and Jagger kept messaging her while she was at the party with Nate. I think jealousy ensued. I think jealousy ensued, and I think that like she saw, like Nate saw Kylie texting Jagger, and the more she responded, the more pissed off Nate was getting. You feel me?
I do, but I don't know. I still have this feeling that she wasn't even at that fucking party.
I don't think she was at that party either, honey. I really don't.
I just don't.
Made it there.
I just don't have that feeling. Yeah.
Mm,
Yeah, I have a feeling.
That's an interesting comment, right?
What?
SF just admits Nick couldn't have saw her on Friday, so it had to be
exactly.
Saturday or Sunday. So Nick saw her, like he basically
On
said it.
Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Duh.
But
Dumbass.
as much as he was denying Nick, he sure said it in this interview.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to watch the way that he lies, okay? So he inserts the biggest lie that he can tell, like the one that will solidify the accident theory.
Yeah, which and
then he knows he has to tell truths around it because he's not that great of a liar. Like, if you watch his body language and the way he grips that pen and the way he holds it and twists it as he's lying,
My
like he's telling
15-year-old lies better than he does.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing that gives me literal body chills, right? I think that she went to Reno with Kate and Jagger. They left her there with somebody. That's why they went back the next day to look for her, because that's where they left her. She never made it to Crosshair. She probably tried to get to Boca and was caught on Saturday by the tow truck guy.
I just think the chunk of them were involved. I don't think it was just like any one thing. That's why I think she.
Oh, I
made
think
it
it's
to
more
that
than
party.
one. I promise, but I don't think she went to that damn party.
I think they all played a part. I think she made a round at the party. I do. Okay. I don't think she. I don't.
She might have been at that party, but she wasn't at that party.
I hear you.
You see what I'm saying?
I hear you.
She might have been at that party.
She made an appearance to take Sleepy.
Yeah.
There you go. Continue.
And everybody
Sorry.
dressed her like a little doll.
I mean, either way, something definitely happened. So yeah.
Because I mean, they're real good into like trophy hunting and shit there, and that was their trophy mark, is putting their items with it.
Because seriously, after everything that's gone down in 3 months, and all the sleuthing everybody's done, and you're telling me one damn picture of Kylie at this party is still not able to be found.
Thank you. Prove to us
Make
she
it
was fucking there.
make it make sense.
The one
Where was she?
No, but you can't. Like, the only way you can make it sense is yes, there was all this information.
Find her in the crowd. Get it?
There was all this information, and
The
they
one
made all
picture-
these kids. Anybody that had any shroud of evidence, like they literally gathered what they could digitally take care of and make go away.
The one
Any-
picture
Yeah, but
that
you
they
can't
had-
delete stuff off the cloud, Shanda. You can't delete stuff off the cloud. So if these kids really wanted to come forward, they would have proved it by now.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying earlier. It's like that's why they had to say it was 300 people. It was 200 people. So she's lost in the
but
crowd and nobody has
what I want to say is the one picture that they claim of her in the Odd Future hoodie. Why couldn't they release that? They said it would. It would mess with the investigation.
I know.
And
Okay,
why
so
can't they? And
Reno,
why did they say
what?
they have? Because in that video that Ara made that we watched the other night, it says
Yeah.
we have video surveillance of her at this
I'm
place.
just
Well, bitch,
saying
you only released
she
some
made an
jacked sketchy
appearance.
pictures.
But that's all I'm saying, because that, I think that is where Sleepy was taken. I think that's
Yeah, but
why
I
they
don't think
started
she made an
traffic.
appearance like she got out and said, "Hey, my name's
No,
Kylie.
she
I'm here to
wasn't
party."
talking to
That's
nobody.
not what
She wasn't
happened.
she wasn't talking to nobody. No.
No, I don't think she knew she
Mm-mm.
made an appearance.
No. Nope.
He was
There it is.
asleep.
All right, continue. I'm sorry.
It's like, I think there's lots of things. Like the torture driver said he called his girlfriend. He was so concerned. Why not just look at your call logs and see what
You
day
hear
you
how
called?
fast he says it? Like, he don't even like saying the word, because he knows,
fuck you
like,
trying to put this all on Jagger too, right? Like that's where this
he,
came
ma-
from.
he makes Kylie seen.
I think there's lots of things. Like the torture driver said he called his girlfriend. He was so concerned. Why not just look at your call logs and see what you called her to verify what day?
Right.
So by that time, they had already questioned Jagger and everybody in her immediate orbit, right? And not as a suspect, just like,
You know, we was
Let's
also
throw
to find out what happened to her, of course.
okay, so I think we all know, a lot of people learned during the Trump presidency, lying to the FBI is a crime in itself. You know, like you don't have to commit another crime. If you lie to the FBI, you're fucked. You know, so what people I think got to realize is this was the card team that was there. And so this information gets relayed. Now, maybe this part, maybe I misunderstood but the way it was that I heard it when they told us was Doug said that they got this information and the next morning they called law enforcement and gave them the lead. Now I see that they're saying, the torture driver saying he did it a week earlier. So that means.
Do you see how he's already inserting the lie? Okay, he starts out calling him the AAA guy, AAA guy, AAA guy, and then he starts calling him all of a sudden like the tow truck guy, and like he can't even gut tell him the lie of the narrative that he's inserting. He's brainwashing into
the consciousness of all the people who are
Let me
watching.
tell you, like if the lead comes in like that has video and audio evidence,
right?
The FBI is going to have that in a matter of hours, not days, hours.
Yeah, and they're gonna have
they have 20. You know, you can call a judge to get a search warrant 24 hours a day. I mean, they'd get. Trust me, it was such a big news, and judge was going to sign off on that. Like for instance, there was. I don't know if a lot of people know this, but before Kylie went missing, she was in Mexico for like a week with Mags and Mags' mom on vacation, and being kids, they had met some guys down there, whatever, for that also happened to live in California. So that came out because the FBI is like, who has she talked to? Well, it came out, they were in Mexico. They tracked this guy down 300 miles away the same day and had agents interview him for over an hour. They didn't waste any time.
Right.
So
I mean, they're the FBI.
So I guarantee you somebody like a AAA, and it was told to us by law enforcement, it was AAA. You can bet that within 8 hours of that being told to law enforcement, they have that video from that truck. They have the dispatch logs from AAA to the driver.
Oh, but there's no video. AAA says interesting.
From being dispatched,
right?
Who's
He's
it's
got to
an
tell
insurance
truth.
product, right? Whose card is it used? Because
exactly what
the truck driver says that
tonight.
She called it in, but with somebody else's phone because it was dead. But she doesn't have AAA, so. And the FBI had them. The FBI and Nevada County and Placer sheriffs came to me and to David, her grandfather, and kind of took it separately and said,
"Why would they be going to him?
He
ain't nobody in this story."
To you about?
I wish we
he
could get
use his PI license in California.
Because they said that.
I wish we could get confirmation that she was a AAA card holder.
They referred to it as the AAA.
We did from Jeff. We did from Jeff.
Oh yeah, that's right.
There was a lead in Boca at the very beginning. Somebody at campground, at that same campground, thought they may have seen her. And it wasn't, I don't think a lot of people know about it, but it wasn't a super secret thing. In fact, the grandfather and her father went there themselves and talked to the campground people. And so I think maybe word got, I think maybe it was building on that, maybe building on that lead, but
That was probably actually
I'm not
true.
saying EWP made it up, but I think somebody
What?
made it up. I don't
Why
know
would
if it was
you
the
make?
truck
What the
driver
hell?
admitted he's a big fan of theirs, and
Right? Did you
they
see
just
where I
happened
did
to
the
drive by
exclamation?
down
EWP so much. He's so stupid.
It's like, oh my god!
It's a
So
little
I think this
sus.
lead
Oh my
this
God.
lead has really well, one, it's creating a
He's
lot.
like if a cartoon character
Listen,
was a
if
person.
somebody did something to Kylie, I want them caught just as much as anybody. I'm not,
Of course.
that we
He
can't
looks like a
ruin
grown-ass Dennis the
people's
Menace.
lives. There's nothing besides what this guy says, which, trust me, if they had seen a video, even if Kylie was still alive, if they seen a video with Jagger in it at Boca on Saturday when he told the FBI he was in Napa,
Nobody
he
said it
would
was
be locked
Jagger.
up around the FBI. They would have grabbed him on that charge and held him and then really interrogated him.
He's the one bringing up Jagger's name so much.
Pissed me off that it was sloppy in the
Mhm.
sense
Yeah.
that
And he's like,
I
oh,
think
you're
that there's
victimizing
stuff
the
on there.
kids.
For instance, she was very gifted in music, like written music, recorded music, and stuff on it that could be important to the family. Listen, the laptop and her iChat that syncs to the laptop and her iCloud has all been accessed.
Of
The
course it
laptop
has.
didn't hold any secrets. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
location. Listen, she was on a family plan.
Because he
I
knows
mean,
the
it's a
phone.
MacBook.
They already had the
It's a
phone.
MacBook. So if somebody has access, if they can get into her
I think maybe people have noticed that
Because
Right.
you're right.
her
They have the
Instagram
phone.
account,
That's
also,
why. You're right.
there's been some
Mm-hmm.
tribute accounts
We didn't need
created
that.
why
by
they-
That's why Ellie didn't give a shit about
Jagger
it.
or friends, whatever,
That's
and
why they didn't
those have
care
been
that I
followed by
swung out of the
Kylie's
car.
account. So
Why do you
I
think
think
they were?
that shows
They
that
weren't assessing
those
it. They were
accounts
getting what they
there's
needed.
access to those
Fuck
accounts,
yeah.
right?
Right.
So it's safe to say that, and not only that, but she was on a family plan with Verizon. It's in the grandfather's name. It was as simple as going to the Verizon store and getting a bill and being able to see all the activity and see exactly
You never
Right.
even said
when,
it was
Yeah.
Jagger.
when
I-
calls were
I
made.
have a minor granddaughter who went
Yeah.
missing, and I need access to the
Yeah.
her device.
Just like I just want. Can you just give me a
Sure.
printout of my current statement of my activity? So
Totally.
it wasn't that hard, and I think, and the event data recorder in the car did have one. So so
Yeah.
we know,
No.
they know when an event happened at what time and date, and so yeah. And the thing is like I've just tried to throw some of these things out there to kind of de-escalate it a little bit because it's hurt. The family doesn't listen. Like I
Ellie
said,
has
if somebody did this to her, they need to pay, and the family wants to pay. But also, the family doesn't want this to be that one of her friends killed her, and they don't want to ruin anybody's lives because
Yeah, they don't want to find that. This is not a Lifetime movie.
So that's it. I
This
mean,
is a kid. She's dead.
again, Adventures with Purpose is amazing at what they do. They have an amazing ability, and you know what? I was there before they had them leave when Placer County apparently
Just a kid. She's
Nevada
dead.
County contracts with Placer County to use their dive teams, but they came up and asked Adventures with Purpose. They said, "We would love for you to sit down with us and show us how you're reading your sonar because it's an amazing ability that they do. They're great at that." That on that day on Sunday, I had heard from Kylie's grandfather early in the morning, like 6 a.m. And he said, "Hey, would you meet me at Coldstream, which is meaning that's their lodge, at 6 p.m. tonight?" He's like, "I just want to talk about what can we do,
Exactly.
and I said, "Sure." So I was going out searching, and then now at that time, at that moment, he was at a different property he has, so he had email access, and so then about 12:45, I got an email from him. He just has a flip phone, so he doesn't text or anything. I got an email from him, and it just said Prosser 1 p.m. That's all it said. So I was already out there, and was like, okay. And so I was at the area kind of below the party location, like at that point, where she was found. If you follow the beach down, then there's another point like that. It was kind of in between the two on a road, and I ran across David. He ran across me. I was parked and searching, and he's like, "Hey," and so we started chatting, and then about I actually didn't send a drone up while we were talking, and then about 4 or 5 minutes, and I could see Adventures of Purpose actually, and about 4 or 5 minutes later, a quad runner comes up, the guy in the helmet, but he's got like a flat jacket and he's got a pistol. So I'm like, oh, okay, so this is gonna be the guy that's telling me take the drone down, and he gets off, he takes the helmet off, and it's Daniel, it's her father.
Okay.
And so who I'd met before, so he's like, hey, so we all started talking, and we were there for at least a good hour or so, and then they had not seen the photos. The photos that Sammy had put out. There's one that's like a kind of like a panoramic, like the 20 or 30 kids, in the forest, which kind of looks like
Right.
like 1990s Nirvana type. So I was showing them that photo and a couple of the others, or actually I was telling them about it, and they had not seen it. So I contacted DX the Mystery, who she's an amazing investigator, sleuth, whatever you want to say, in Tennessee. And I called her and said, hey, I am with David and Daniel. Could you send me those photos real quick? So she sent them to me, and I showed it to them, and what we decided we were going to do is they wanted to go find those exact trees that were in that photo, and see if that was actually taken up there. So we were mapping that out, and just as we were getting ready to get in the car and go up there, I got a call from DX at 2:48, and I answered the phone, and she.
That's what he means when he says "we."
Right?
Yeah. Let me remind that.
I didn't know he said that, but yeah, that's somebody he was working with.
Yeah. We
He's
gonna
been saying
play
that
it.
all through this interview. We.
She's
All the way
she's
home.
an amazing,
You missed 2 minutes.
investigator, sleuth, whatever you want to say, in Tennessee. And I called her and said, hey, I am with David and Daniel. Could you send me those photos real quick? So she sent them to me, and I showed it to them, and what we decided we were going to do is they wanted to go find those exact trees that were in that photo, and see if that was actually taken up there. So we were mapping that out, and just as we were getting ready to get in the car and go up there, I got a call from DX at 2:48, and I answered the phone, and she, I just tell the tone of her voice, and she's like, have you heard? And I was like, what? And she's kind of like slowly like backing into it. I'm like, just tell me what is it? And I turned my back, and she's like, Adventures of Purpose, put out a Facebook post that they found her. And so I was like, okay. And so then I just hung up, and I turn around, and but I could see like activity. So it ends up that they put it out 30 minutes before, but I could see like these people like in the campgrounds were like starting to look. So I just turned around and I said, I'm so sorry to have to tell you this, but it's out on social media, but they found Kylie, and she's in the water. And it was heartbreaking. And they and they said, where is she? Where is she? And I said, she's, I know that they're right down on the point. And so we went down there. Daniel jumped on his quad runner and screamed down there, and David got in his truck, and I got in mine. And
he knows at this point he did a really bad thing. He realizes he's a shitbag.
We're only 3/8 of a mile away. We pulled up, and I watched the Adventures with Purpose thing for the first time today. I've seen people screenshot clips, but I didn't want to watch it. But I watched it just for the sake of doing this. And when you see Daniel riding up on the quad runner, and that's how they were notified. And then David, who's her mom's father, used my phone to call his wife to tell her.
Do you know how her mom found out?
I was told.
Listen.
I have not talked to her mom. I was told by her dad, the grandfather, that she found out friends on social media when she was eating. And I know I did hear from the grandmother for the first time last night. She emailed me about something, and she confirmed that that's how she found out as well, through friends from social media. That's if they said that, that's an incorrect statement. I can tell you, I know that I know on the Facebook, I know there was 4 edits to it apparently, but I think it first came out at like 2:28 or something like that.
Are you talking about the cam
at
footage?
2:48 is when I got the call, and
He uploaded it. He posted it on Twitter.
There at 2:50. In fact, I just because I'm an investigator, I like film
Just
everything.
because I'm an investigator.
I have
He knows he's not one in this story.
Timestamp. I have a video of us driving down.
Look how nervous
and
he
you can
is.
see Daniel on the squad runner in front of us. Let me see when that's timestamped at 2:50. That's us driving down. And it's timestamped August 21st, 2:50 p.m. So,
right,
you know what I mean.
Okay, 2:50 p.m.
Here's the other thing.
Times 2:50 p.m. He says.
When I was watching that video today, their sonar has times on it, and there's timestamps at 12.
Okay, I'm gonna pause it right here until you guys' faces are back. You ready, Daisy?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna run a teeny tiny bit because it's the end.
Has times on it, and there's timestamps at 12 something in the afternoon. So they say the next day, they said that they confirmed the car. They found the car and it was confirmed.
12 something's right,
at 10:30.
and I'm going to confirm it.
Confirmed at 11:15.
This is their
So
call.
why they
This
didn't
is the
law
call
enforcement at
AWP.
11:15, I don't know, but
okay, I need you guys to know that this is the call that AWP made that day on the 21st that they're claiming they did not make until almost 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, just
in
watch
their
the
own
timestamps
that I just noticed 30 minutes before we started this, on their sonar, it shows, one of them shows 12:10 p.m.
and 12:19 is their time or their phone call, and it is marked unknown, hang up, abandoned call, just like over 100 others. They covered all these calls up. All these distress helps, law enforcement covered up. They even covered up AWP's. They fucked up. They covered up AWP's phone call they made that day. They should have never changed it in the log as unknown, hang up, abandoned call. And they did. And they fucked up right there. They're caught.
That's why he went and called the other Laura that was relative.
All I needed for somebody to do was confirm the time in which he's saying AWP. He literally says it right here.
Yep.
Yeah, and let me see. Hold on. You can continue. I'm looking at something.
Oh, it's over.
Oh.
I hope FBI catches that. Hold on.
It shows.
I'll finish it. It's over though.
One of them shows 12:10 p.m. and this is when he says he's going to make the phone call.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up.
Good shit, right?
Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with them. Oh my gosh!
But that's the thing, is it matches everything that everything that Jeff just said matches what I put together this morning, and I have a feeling that CC's video tomorrow is going to be it all put together.
I think so too.
The dominoes crumble, man. I knew it was coming. Now, like
Cece's just gonna confirm about the car because her title says fingerprints in the dust, so that's just gonna give us even more about the car. So yeah, y'all bitches got about 24 hours for y'all need to start talking, or it's gonna get real bad for everybody.
They should probably start talking already by now because
you should have been talking, but
you have the two names. You have
give
the
y'all
two
another
names
24 hours
of the people at AAA.
Yep.
You have,
and he even said in the video, right? He even says, "Oh, they're, AAA, had the video, and so they, blah blah blah." And then they say they never had the video. They never know what the hell anybody's talking about. Like what?
Yep.
He inserts the Jagger narrative. He inserts the friggin' the whole abduction narrative with being in Mexico.
Where are y'all?
Guys. All of it.
No, I woke up today and I just knew, like, even after all the bullshit that I'd be dealing with these trolls all the time. Like, I just knew, like, I wanted to do it yesterday, but I was just not feeling good at all yesterday. I woke up this morning, I banged that bitch out. Because I just knew. Like, I knew.
Yep, so no
I knew without a doubt.
God is good.
And that's why. I don't know. Yeah, he did. He ratted.
So
but that's the thing is
he own him now.
No, but that's the thing is he used that so that he could cop a plea deal. He gone there. A lot of them are gonna pretend, oh, so scared. The big bad men were coming after me. I was so scared. No,
but I bet they own him now. I bet they watch everything he says and does.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing is all these people thought they were covered and they were taken care of until the YouTubers got out there. It's like, no, bro, you ain't covered for nothing. That's how this works.
James is all telling me how I'm supposed to go ask SF for advice on how to be a fucking PI. Get the fuck out of here, bro.
Yeah, I got a whole email. I have a whole email in my sent out thing with timestamps on when certain people lie about certain things. Like it's all
You're
coming
really
out,
good
y'all.
at that, by the way. You're really good at that. By the way.
I got that next one coming, just so you know.
That's right. That'll be my next video is in timestamps.
I got the next one, the next part of that one coming, just so you know.
Yeah, I hate to be that guy, but I'm gonna start being that guy because fuck all y'all. You know what I mean? Like
it
all
is
these
what it
people
is.
that threw us under the bus, all these people that talk
Oh,
shit, and
yeah.
we got facts and receipts and all of it to back it up.
Oh, you ain't got nothing. All you guys do is talk
I ain't
about
even
the
worried
same
no more.
shit. You talk about the same shit. No, we talk about the same shit because we're doing other shit behind here. Like, keep fucking around, bro. Promise you. I'm gonna take y'all to school.
That's right. Clover Games. Look at his comment. That's why SF started blocking me.
Yeah, she takes me to school every day. I love it.
He does that.
I'm still
like school bitches.
That's what
all
SF
that fucking
does.
homework
He
in
talks-
Discord is.
So SF talks all kind of crap on Twitter, and then when people start calling him out or whatever, he deactivates or he'll go private, and then he deletes all the evidence.
He'll
and then
block
I know. I saw that happen a few times. He's crazy.
done that so many times.
And then he tells everybody you have a mental illness, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, he
But
can
see,
show you
Oh
what's
my
not
god,
real.
I have seen. Have you guys seen Kaz Think's new video?
I think I watched some of it.
It just came out in like the last, I think, like 24 hours.
Oh, yeah. I think I watched part of it.
Have you seen it?
Which
I
one?
haven't
Sorry,
seen it.
I was distracted.
I think I started watching it again, and then I was like, no, I just want to save it for later. This one right here.
No, I don't think I've seen that one.
Is this the one where you did like the data? Is she in here? I don't know if she's in here or not.
Who?
Cause Thinks is in. Cause Thinks.
Oh,
Is that right there?
yeah, but so when you try, I don't know when she did that video with the trends, but if you go to Google Trends and you do it yourself, it doesn't show that many searches. Like it's like almost like they cleaned it out.
Ooh. It's a good thing we're collecting things in time, right?
Because me and Ara both tried last night, and it shows us different than what she got. So
It's
I don't know
good
what
that
did.
it's good that a bunch of us have been
What a real,
screenshotting
real
and
waste
downloading from day one.
I love Cause videos because like they're so informative, and I learned so much from them, and they're so well represented. Like the way she puts her videos together, it's beautiful. You want to visit that and be our final thing, and then we'll just.
Oh, is that the overlay one?
This
That's
is
the
the
one that does
trends.
overlays.
This is the trends one with, right? Is that one you're talking about?
Yeah, this is the one with the trends. Like she actually
Yeah.
goes through and does like all the trending thingies, like the searches, and I mean it works for me. So I don't know how soon they did it, but
And then like
I did it in the wee hours this morning and it worked. So
but for some months for me it was just flat.
watch
Like it was nothing.
really,
For Aura
did
too.
you go to the? Oh
Aura had
wow!
screenshots.
Let me go potty and then we'll.
Okay.
and
Okay.
then we'll watch.
Okay. Whoo! What do you think about that, chat?
Right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Shit. Crazy. I just love, see, that's the thing, guys. Like, the truth comes out. You're going to lie, it's going to come out. I mean, don't bother. It's going to come out. Shit comes out. Dirty laundry gets cleaned. That's all I'm saying.
It all comes out in the wash. Yep.
Oh, Jared, Nana. Yeah, we played his video earlier when we started about the. Yeah, we played that earlier. If you just like go back when we were done and you can see it from the beginning, we talk about it. Cass thinks. Yeah. Wait, what's going on with Michelle? What? What's Gray Nicole talking about, Daisy?
I don't know.
Yeah.
What are you seeing?
Something about Michelle. Stay strong.
Oh, I think she's talking about last night.
Parasite.
With Morbid.
He attacked her?
Girl, he was talking about us.
The fuck? Oh, that, of course. And once it falls asleep.
And guess I'm gonna put a name in back chat. I'm gonna put something in back chat.
Okay, there's an echo on mute.
Someone's echoing a bit.
Oh, it could be Chan. She might have the thing on, like in the video, whatever.
You say what?
Just the echo.
Oh, there's an echo. Oh shit! I'm sorry. Ooh, I know what you did last summer.
Valentina has a request for you on the screen.
Holy shit! That's confirmed.
What? Oh
What?
yeah, I saw it myself.
Really?
Back
Wait,
chat
what?
of a certain person who's a member of
That sucks.
a certain person's channel.
Interesting.
Well, sucks to be them. I thought I heard that earlier today. Anyway,
On the channel
Oh,
though.
I saw it for myself. I was like, what the frick?
He was
you should
there though.
screenshot that.
He was there. He
Okay.
was green. I do have screenshots.
I'll be
Thank
watching
you.
that
Thank
tonight.
you. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you, because Jesus.
I'm gonna make that a community post.
In fact, he told MC and them good night whenever he was backpedaling because I called him out.
Actually, no, I don't. I want to
on the
save it
show.
for if I have to make a video.
Yeah, so
Oh,
he,
you can't go back and watch because it's a paid membership thing.
yeah, so he left.
I don't even need a one paragraph summary of where this stands right now. Did we answer that?
No, she's waiting for you. But I just
Oh,
want to
it
finish
just-
your thought. So he left MC's live last night, Foxy, and then went over to the other one. And so he was talking crap about Squirrels on Fire. So I was listening, and then I saw that person pop up, and his name was
I love when people
Green.
talk crap on me.
Interesting.
And I was like, he
You
was
went
like,
to
what's your
Michelle's channel?
Huh?
You went to Michelle's channel from MC's?
No, he went from Megan MC
To Morbid.
From Megan's to more. Yeah.
I got it. Thank you. Anyway, enough of that bullshit. Sorry, Shan. I just wanted to get something cleared up.
Yeah, he's a paying member.
Yep.
So yeah, Cass thinks we're gonna watch it.
Yep. What is that? Who's listening to something? What's happening? Someone playing a game?
Oh, it's probably my my husband.
I'm like, is someone playing a game?
Side eye. Yeah, we can't. I'm not saying his name. We're not saying his name because we're just it's no.
Oh shit! I got share
If you
screen.
if you watched MC's live a few nights back, when I was on it, you'll notice who we're talking
Use discernment. Yeah.
about. Use discernment, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's no secret.
I don't give a fuck.
You
know what?
treating me
Some
calm,
people
frustrated,
just don't like the
okay.
truth, and I feel like these people
It's not
are
him.
doing this shit to be trolls, to get their own whatever kind of laughs, whatever they think is funny. Like, if you
Yeah.
think that type of shit is funny, like, you're a sad excuse of a human being. And what cracks me up is they're out here calling these people pathetic and losers, and you know what I mean? All these foul names, but like really all they need to be doing is pointing back at themselves, because like, what are you doing? Like, you're literally out there stealing people's content and making videos about them for what? For what purpose?
Oh,
Distraction?
Ara,
No,
if
thank
you
you.
saw it, oh, then you have a membership. Is there any way, like, never mind.
No, there's people who has videos of all the shit, so I ain't worried about it.
Yeah. All right. I'm just
Until they make me do something, I'm not. No. Until they make me
know.
do something, no.
Me too.
But I'm gonna keep collecting it.
I want to watch it so damn bad, but I don't want to get like caught up in that drama again. I don't want to be no drama mama.
That's why I just don't talk about it. It's so much easier.
Yeah. All right.
Ben, I have really missed y'all. Please leave me a comment down below and then letting me know how y'all are doing. Shoot me an email if you'd like. Those always make me very happy. I hope everyone had a warm, cozy, wonderful Thanksgiving, and I hope everyone is doing well. So let's dive right in. Today we are going to investigate who looked up Kylie Rodney on Google before August 6th, as well as the week after her disappearance. So for that, we are going to use Google Trends. And if this sounds intimidating, don't worry at all. Google Trends just shows data reflecting the searches people make on Google every day, right? So it gives us an opportunity to explore what the world is searching. So we can put in any keyword or key phrase right here and see where in the world people looked up the same key phrase, how its popularity compares to other keywords and key phrases, and also when the key phrase was looked up more.
She's so smart.
Being popular.
Oh, interesting.
Or less losing its popularity, right? So no one is personally identified in Google Trends. Everyone is grouped together during data collection. And this allows Google to display interest in a particular topic from around the globe or down to city level geography. So first of all, we are looking at the United States 2 weeks after Kylie Rodney went missing. Who we can't know who, but we know where they were located, right? So from where was Kylie Rodney looked up through Google? And here, let me interpret this for you. Nothing difficult here. So this is 100, and it doesn't mean 100 people. It means basically like 100%. So a value of 100 is the peak popularity for the term. A value of 50, like you see down here, right? That's 50. Okay. A value of 50 means that the term is half as popular. A score of 0 means there is not enough data. So maybe right here, Google doesn't have enough data. Maybe like one person, 2 people looked something up, but it's not enough to kind of cluster them together and present as part of Google Trends, right? So we see that for 2 weeks after Kylie went missing, she, on a city level, was looked up from Truckee, Tahoe City, and several other cities, all searches lumped here in California, and I'm guessing maybe Nevada. Next. we are looking at the entire month following Kylie Rodney's disappearance. Who looked her up within the United States, right? Where those people were located. So for the entire month following her disappearance, she was most looked up on Google from Truckee and half as much from Tahoe Vista. Next, we are looking at 2 weeks following Kylie Rodney's disappearance. And of course, not only people in Truckee were looking her up, other people were worried and concerned and, sleuthing and looking up for updates in various different states throughout the country. So including, of course, Nevada and California, because this is where it geographically had happened. And then about as much as she was looked up from California, she was looked up from Rhode Island and less. So if California and Rhode Island are about 50% of Nevada search number, then we see Idaho 31% and Montana 29%. Next, we are looking at the entire month within the entire United States, where the people who were searching her, looking her up, where they were located. So again, we see Nevada, California, West Virginia, Wyoming, and Oregon. So these last three, are between 30 and 40%. Next, we are looking up and the entire 2022 before she went missing. And this is peculiar, curious. You guys let me know down in the comments what you guys think. But in 2022, starting from January 1st, she was looked up from DC.
Hey girls, I'm gonna jump in chat.
All right, babe. I love you.
All right, love your faces.
June 10th.
Yeah.
And then about half as much Rhode Island. Again, we see Idaho. Now let's look at, this is roughly 2 weeks before Kylie's disappearance, and I chose July 25th because it's a Monday. So from that Monday, who looked Kylie up on Google? And again, we see DC peaking around August 2nd. And then again, going up towards her disappearance. Let's look at image search. So you know how you guys can put a keyword into Google and look up images for it, right? So this is roughly 2 weeks before her disappearance. DC was looking up her images as well as Alaska and Montana. Let's zoom out a little bit and see who looked up her images worldwide. And again, we're looking at those roughly 2 weeks before she went missing. And we see that Puerto Rico is number 1. And her images were looked up from there around the end of July, beginning of August. So this would be August 2nd. And then we see this peak around here, meaning that it kept happening several days in a row.
What?
Okay, let's keep looking worldwide. Image search. Let's look at another week. And we see Colombia, the country in the northern part of South America. And I also wanted to point out here that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. So we are seeing a U.S. territory here in image search. And then when we're adding another week, we're actually seeing a search entirely outside of United States.
Keep in mind, this is
mainland
before.
and its
Yeah.
territories.
This is what this shit.
From Colombia, and it happened several times. And for example, this hill right here means it happened 2 days in a row. All right, let's look from the beginning of the year until today. I'm filming
at
this
that
on
peak.
December 1st.
Are you seeing that?
Image search.
Are you seeing right before that
worldwide.
peak? Someone looked up her name. Why
So
are people
this
looking up her
huge
name at
peak
early
is
this
when
year
Kylie
and
went
then
missing.
right?
Yeah.
Weird, right?
Then
Well,
less and
I know
less
people that live in Truckee
into
that
it.
could be traveling to DC. Just saying.
So most image searches up until today, starting January 1st, also happened from Puerto Rico.
Uh-huh.
And then half as much in the United States. Interesting. I'm wondering if people are using VPN or something, but I do doubt it. I think Puerto Rico has similar providers, and probably they must have the same laws as the mainland, right?
Yeah. Weird.
And I wanted to zoom into this period right here, obviously before her disappearance, because that's my focus of interest here. And she was looked up. Her images were looked up starting January 1st until the day she went missing worldwide. And we are seeing Denmark, Finland, and Belgium. And for these
I'm in
three,
Finland
I
right now.
personally think, this is just my theory, that these are VPNs, because when you choose a country for your VPN, a country to go through, you want to choose a country with good data protection laws, personal protection laws.
Yep.
That's not gonna sell
They knew
your
exactly
data
what they
and
were
give it
doing.
out to everyone. So European Union is known for having strong data protection laws. So when we see countries in Europe, such as like Iceland or Denmark, Finland, Belgium, like we see here, as well as, you know, other countries like Romania, Czech Republic, etc., etc.
That's what they say. They do it all the time.
Croatia is often picked as well, as I have seen. All right,
Why do
so
you think
I
Epstein
think this
didn't
is
hang
VPN.
himself?
You might have a different theory. Totally fine. Please let me know in the comments. And she was also, so if, you know, above 80% would go to Europe or VPN countries, right? Then about like 35. Oh, my eyesight is not as good as I'm approaching this age.
Me
So
either, girl. Me
Ecuador,
either. I'm sweating at
35,
this screen when I could
Colombia
just look at
appears
that one.
again with about 1/5 of the searches. And next, I'm looking at the week after Kylie's disappearance, who is looking her images up worldwide and up until the 13th of August. And here we are seeing Venezuela, Sweden. So Venezuela would be 100% and Sweden would be 25%. And then Argentina is so tiny that I would actually statistically disregard it, probably. Okay.
A lot of people in chat are asking me about who put the
Next.
photos out. These are photos that
We're looking at the 2 weeks.
you can find any of those photos if you do a search through Google. Like certain search engines will find your photos if they're posted to Facebook, Instagram. Like it's easy
Ooh,
to
I should
find
do
photos.
Kylie Rodney and then do a date time on it and see which ones come. Okay, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Google image searches worldwide. And I want to remind you guys here that worldwide also includes United States. So for the week following Kylie's disappearance, no one or not enough people, I'm guessing, were looking up her images within the United States. But people from other countries did, right? And here we do see United States. When we look at the 2 weeks of Google image searches worldwide, again, leading is Venezuela, then number 2 is Morocco, and then in the very, very end, you know, we see United States, about as much as Philippines, which is pretty random, isn't it?
Yep.
So This slide bothers me the most because I really like, I don't like this corridor between like US and South America and then into Africa. Moving on. Look at the month prior to Kylie going missing. We're looking at image searches worldwide. And number one is Puerto Rico.
Why does this keep going?
Now we're looking at all of the United States image searches the month prior to Kylie's disappearance. And there were searches from Wyoming, Maine, Nebraska, and anything below that is probably statistically insignificant. So here, to be honest, like throughout all these slides, like what bothers me is that Kylie has a Google search history at all. She was not a famous person, not a celebrity. Why were people looking her up? It bothers me in general that she has this history.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're looking on city level. The month prior to Kylie's disappearance, who looked up her images within the United States, where they were located, which metro areas, and we get these like the most searches came from Wyoming and Nebraska, from these two cities that are about an hour and a half away from each other by car, as Google Maps informed me. Next, we're looking at the month prior to Kylie's disappearance within the United States. We're looking at YouTube searches. So Google owns YouTube, and so Google collects YouTube data. Which is scary to think that like it's probably doing it right now as I'm recording all this.
Yep.
Never mind. All right. So within the United States, YouTube search a month prior to her going missing, she was mostly looked up from Idaho and Rhode Island, and about half as much from Nebraska. And then I decided to look up Kylie by her legal name, seeing if any data popped up that way. And no, there is no data in the web search. There is no data in image search. There is no data in YouTube search. And it doesn't mean that no one absolutely never ever looked her up within that month, but it just means that maybe it was so few people that Google could not create a trend out of that, right? This colorful slide is named Witch Hunt, and I added this slide here because I really want to remind that this is a bird's eye view. And with this data, using this data, applying this data, you also have to think very broadly and widely, in the sense that if you see someone from that state or one person from that city, it doesn't mean that they're guilty, right? We might be very wrong about that, so let's not bully people, okay? And one more thing, when you're looking up something popular like Minecraft, for example, in Google Trends, Google has a lot of data about it, and it can instantly give you accurate information on your search just because so many people are searching, right? And then Kylie Rodney is a smaller search that you would need to track over time, meaning that you look things up every couple of days, every couple of weeks, until you begin to see patterns in what you are seeing. So I would be extremely happy, if more people looked into Google Trends. I just caution you against going in once and then drawing all of your conclusions from that one trend search, because this is not necessarily how Google Trend Search would work for a smaller search, right? So just remain aware of that. Don't be shy, do not fear Google systems. This is totally the learnable skills. Like everyone can look up Google Trends, but just don't do it, in one sitting and be like, oh, I got entirely different data. I'm not seeing what you're seeing. I'm presenting what I have seen throughout the last month, right? So let's keep that in mind. Let me know what you guys think below, please. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you happen to find yourself unsubscribed from the channel, it wasn't me. I haven't yet blocked anyone on this channel. The algorithm just does that sometimes, automatically unsubbing people. So make sure to sub again and hit the bell again. This tends to help. And we will talk again soon. Take care. Bye.
Wow, that was so interesting.
Yeah, yo, it is deep. It's hella deep. It's
So
hella deep.
Oof.
I saw this, and somebody.
Why
took
did
it down.
Idaho strike me so deeply? I don't know why Idaho.
They're saying that Grizzly did Trinity and the Idaho 4, and they all have data too. That's crazy.
Yep. Well, I don't understand why people commit these crimes and think they get away with it, especially with this day and age, with how
Yeah.
smart people are and advanced brains have happened. Like, you really think you're going to fool masses? Like, we aren't sheep.
And cameras everywhere as well. And
Yeah, like they really went to the
Mhm.
lengths of getting rid of all this evidence that Kylie's car was being moved.
Mm.
Did y'all notice that Portugal was on there and SF had mentioned it?
Like, the thing of it is either which way, whether the girl has passed away or she's still out there, like, the thing of it is if she is still out there, like, she's gone through so much trauma, like, it's terrible to even think about. Like, no matter which way you look at it, like, it's not a good. I just either want to have the closure. I think it was her in the car. Like, I do. I don't know. A lot of people don't think it was.
I don't.
I think it was, unfortunately.
I think that
we need
I
to
think
stay
what
away
happened.
from trafficking.
I think what happened is they knew they were getting caught and they had to get rid of it before it got sent away.
Either is plausible. Like,
Because the thing of it is you want minimal people, like maybe the people in the other country that was planning on buying her, who knows? Maybe they chickened out and were like, nope, and ended the deal. And they were like, well, now we've drugged her and she knows who.
Because they found out
who's all kidnapped her and held.
right?
Yeah.
In my opinion,
She
they got
realized
if
what
it's
her own people
cartel.
did to her.
In my opinion, if it's cartel, they got her and they got away with it, and they could produce the body to put in the car, and that it was not Kylie's body. That's what I think.
But that's the thing is, if it's cartel, even like I think something fucked up. I think Kylie fought.
Yeah, like they window,
because you got to think about it. Okay, so Nick's account is real. Kylie was alive the next day. Maybe something happened to the car. Maybe she came to and somehow it got kicked between the gears. That I don't know. Was she smart enough to put it between the two gears? I don't know. She's a smart girl. Given her eclectic taste in music and her abilities to drive a vehicle that quickly and know what the fuck she's doing. Like they made it clear to us that the girl knows how to drive. She knows terrain. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I want a picture. I want proof she was at that party.
She was.
Until
that's
I have
the thing.
proof that
she
she
was
actually did, that was her. That I'm always gonna.
But that's the thing.
Maybe she's out there.
She only made an appearance at the party. Like that's why the sleepy photo is taken. Like she is drugged, sleepy, in the back of her car, and they all took pictures of her. Whoever that is in the sunglasses is fucked.
I know what you're saying.
Because honestly, the person in those sunglasses matches a law enforcement officer that was sitting in that fucking meeting in town hall or whatever the fuck it was, that truckee meeting indoors, the conference indoors. I think these people incriminated themselves, and the best way they can go about it is to make it crumble, because if you have AAA that has now proof lied, and okay, so one of two things is going to happen. They're going to try to kill them two people, and if they wind up dead, then you know who did it. Or if they rat whoever out, like that's the only choices you got now, because they're facing charges if they're not already arrested by now.
But what I meant was like participant in the party. Like, nothing bad happened.
Like,
she was just getting drunk.
Oh no, it's all going to crumble down.
Mm.
Like that one Instagram that we shall not talk about, that them 17, they're gonna tattle.
Wait,
because they know it's I don't want to say it on here because I don't want it getting flooded. But there's some woke ass kids that have an Instagram account that are about to be posting some some good informations.
Hmm.
I'm paying attention, kids. Go for it. Because here's the thing. If you're innocent, I want you to remain innocent. And the smartest thing you can do is put the information out there for people that care, that can take it to the proper people. Because certain people that have certain information, they can't speak out being where they're at. They can't. Their fear of death is very real.
Kimber, I think FBI was there from the beginning because that's
the smartest thing they can do at this point is tell the truth. Because if they don't tell on themselves and the Fed, if it like this is a federal offense, you did it on federal property.
Yeah.
You lied to the Fed to get $3 million. Like you helped all that. You helped conspire. All of it is conspiracy, regardless of no matter what way you slice it. Like it's still conspiracy under federal law. Conspiracy to whatever you did, commit murder, do whatever.
Right.
It's still conspiracy.
So messed up.
And you're fucked. So you might as well start telling the truth, especially if you aren't a guilty one. You know what I mean? If you know something, you better say something because your TikTok is running out.
Mm-hmm.
Conspiracy and accessory, right there.
Accessory, yes, absolutely.
Mhm.
I've been saying accessory for days now, but yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's
You
like
saw it, you said nothing. Yeah.
Like at this point, like I don't want to see that many people go down for it. You might as well just tell the truth and be done with it.
Oh shit, Cindy. Is the immediate family the only ones who can ask for an investigation?
Pretty much.
Not unless the DOJ or somebody up higher notices.
Well, yeah, I'm talking like a civilian couldn't do it. Like a third generation relative couldn't do it.
Right.
No, but if you have that was investigating,
if you have enough evidence, like Jeff and them already, no, they already took that shit forward. They're not going to put it on the internet if they didn't take it forward.
I wanted to show you this earlier.
I
this
know.
technology was replaced. What? The
imprint? When are you putting that video out? Right?
Yes.
No, the imprint has some incredible videos.
I need to go check out.
I'm gonna go sub to his channel. Put the link down. Imprint.
Yes.
Where you at?
I can grab it real quick. I can grab it.
Okay, my ears are perked. My squirrel.
Oh, you don't know? I've been telling y'all about the imprint. People yell about it all the time in chat. Yeah. She does the one that does like the I think it's the one with the
He accidentally found an 83 on a talk screenshot he took of Zaf's live. An 83? What?
Yeah.
Imprint, make a video on it.
Yes.
You all go over to yours and
oh
my gosh.
Yeah, I've shown one of the imprints videos on one of my very first lives. Here it is.
Maybe I do know who they're then.
Ooh, I need to turn my notifications on though. Yeah. Oh no, we don't.
I
There's
just got
free girls
chills.
in every city.
I just got chills because I'm thinking of this like on my angle. Let's say she really is out there and they know that she is, the way they're saying fight, keep fighting. And then he put that tattoo, stay alive for me.
Oh
my
too.
God, that gives me
Click on
chills,
any of
right?
those links.
That
They
gives me
all
chills.
take you to the imprint.
But here's the
Incredible
thing, though.
videos.
If they're covering it up as a death and then she appears alive, what the fuck are they going to see then?
Then they're all gonna go down for freaking trafficking.
Well, maybe they want us to think that.
Like there's no way that they didn't take some sort of DNA. Okay, so here's the thing. If they didn't take any type of DNA knowing she was going to be cremated, they're all fucked. Anybody that signed that autopsy is fucked. Clear down to moon that lets drugs come through the fucking jails. Where is the video? I want to see this video. Is it on the imprint? Oh, it is your video. Okay, well, shoot, I'm right here. I might as well click on it, huh?
Right?
23-hour ago one? Was the talks of? Yep, I see it. All right. Let's watch one more video.
Hey, cream cakes.
That's only a minute and 11.
He just plays
short
like
and
me
sweet.
chills too, honey. Holy Lord, I'm still like.
Yeah, she's smart. I don't know if I shared audio. Hold on. I don't think I did. I don't care too much for those wintergreen ones whenever I'm.
Shanda, I'm so impressed that you've decided to do the PI route. I'm so proud of that. I think that's
I'm
amazing.
on to it.
Oh, me too.
I can, huh?
Yeah, I'm so
So-
proud as well. Yeah.
If y'all want to donate, that's where it's going. It's to
No. You don't have to donate. I'm good. I'm good for now.
That's right up your alley.
I exceeded what I need to get my PI. Please don't donate. We're good for now.
See, that's
You
why I
can
don't
if you
know.
want, but I promise you
don't
I'm cool.
know. She don't let me know, so that's why I put the post
Yes,
up there.
please go over to the imprint and sub. I put her
I
link
just
in the chat. Her videos
Yep,
are incredible.
Shanda calling,
All right, let's get
everybody.
it. Yeah, but I couldn't do without you guys' help, honestly. So we're going places. We're doing things.
We're doing
We're right
things.
behind you.
Doing things.
Always. You got a whole squad. We're doing things.
I forgot my kid was here for a minute. What are you doing, Bubba?
I need a trash bag
Huh?
to put my bed sheets in because the dog pissed on them again.
Well, you should probably take her out. Why don't I hear anything? Oh, okay. Never mind. I see why. Oh. Why does this? Where's the point? Whoa. Now I have to relook at mine because I took screenshots from Plunder. That's still.
Wait, though, I
still
think getting
0.88.
confused with like
It's
the top and
it's
the
still
bottom.
0.8. I think it's still 0.88 though because it's milligram per gram.
Yeah,
I'm confused.
I am too. We have to visit that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need to look at my toxicology report.
Because
For
it could be
show.
that Stav could have been looking at the wrong spot, but if Dr. Latina, but I remember Dr. Latina being there as well, and she explained it to us.
Yeah, draw Latina. Yeah, but it's because it's milligram per gram, so you'd move the decimal point over.
Mm.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Milligram per gram. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Imprint is in chat saying you can play it. Yeah.
Well, fuck yeah, Stacia. Like, I'm not. Oh, it's the 83, not the 88. I see it now. I get it now. So they flubbed it.
Yeah.
Huh. So, I wonder how many people got the real document and then they were like, oh, fuck, we sent the wrong one. We better start sending this one out.
That's messed up.
I don't know. The fact that they put whiteout on it says a lot.
Fucking right it does. First of all, it makes it an illegal document off the jump.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how much they did, like, that's a lot of trouble to get in. That's a lot of people. I feel bad for it. I don't, though, because if there is a trafficked or a dead little girl out there because of the shit you put on paper to cover up for somebody else, man, I don't feel bad for you. Like, I don't. Go to jail.
Those people. Hey, yes, to the Jess. Hola.
Thank you. See, she got the smarts.
And I mean, if that was whited out by because she was a minor.
That's even worse. I don't even like it. Thank you.
What'd you
Thanks,
say?
I hate it.
No, I was saying.
Craig is making fun of me. Well, I mean, you can use whiteout. You just have to initial it and date it.
Yeah,
What do you say, Tiana?
Liam is trying to
you can
say
use
something.
whiteout, then like at least like cover the intimate parts that they like let out there. You know, that was disgusting to read.
Craig is
come
being
on.
sarcastic.
Well, they're sick fucks. That's why they do the shit they do. Like,
Yeah.
Like everything was like haha to them, but it wasn't really. What, buddy?
Can I throw these out in the hallway? They're making my room smell
Yeah, I want to do a comparison.
Go throw them in the
I'm gonna
laundry. There's quarters
down
there.
this thing and come back and or actually just go to actually I just go to Imprint's channel and I'm gonna look at that. Woo-hoo. I got me some homework.
Yeah, the number is altered. There's a lot of shit that's weird.
Well,
Some
let's
fucky
ask
ass shit.
Dr. Latina in chat. Like maybe she can.
She just did.
Where?
Oh,
there we
saying
go.
right there. It's on the screen.
Yeah, sorry. Okay. Sorry, I was reading chat. Didn't see you put it.
Yeah, exactly, Kate.
Yeah.
That I do know.
Correct. You're right.
So I'm saying, like,
you can't white it out.
There's a lot of discrepancy. Oh, she does. Thank you. I love listening to her tell me things.
Let her up.
You guys, this is for Draw Latina only. Please don't swarm.
Yeah, because I should know better. I work in a clerk in a legal.
Ow, my body hurts.
You have to strike it.
And we have to let her talk, guys.
You can't.
Oh, I am.
You see Canada.
As soon as I see her pretty face up here, I'm muting my shit.
Me too.
She tell me anything she want.
All the things.
Yup.
Thank you, Imprint.
Thank you, Imprint.
Yup. I can't wait to see more videos. Come on up here, Draw Latina. Dr. S.
The doctor with the mostest.
Yes. All right, I'm muting y'all. I'm going to let this lady talk because, yes, please.
Hey.
How you doing tonight?
All right, I am having palpitations. I swear to God.
Go. Please.
No, I swear to God.
Enlighten us.
No, because now I need to. I don't know who the Imprint is, but I love that. I love that name. But now I'm like, I'm upset. Where the heck did she or he or they or whatever find
she
find 83? And how the hell did I miss it? Although Zab was kind of going.
Same.
I mean, I literally, because I was also on, I don't know if you all know, John QQ. He is this brilliant, very minuscule channel, and he's brilliant, and he really goes over things with a John, like JOHN, then Q, like a Q, and then Q as in a cue ball, CUE. And I was on his for a couple of hours twice recently, and he had obtained the FOIA, and it said 88, and we literally went over that freaking autopsy, he and I, behind the scenes. I swear to God, man, we went over for no word of a lie 10 hours. I mean,
after you were on duty, Ron's, and then I watched your videos, like I was like, please tell me more.
Wait, I wasn't on duty, Ron.
Wasn't it duty? Yeah.
No.
Oh no, it was Zavs. It was Zavs.
No, I'll tell you why I came. I was on duty, Ron, in the chat, and then I got. I'm not going to go into any specifics, but I was chastised by some big creators, basically
I do remember,
trying to shut me up and saying you have no business. And I got emails. It's a very long story, but people have been some big creators basically said, you can't say anything. I'm like, yes, I can. I can.
Oh, I get it all the time. I say what I want. You ain't my daddy or my mommy.
Exactly.
You don't pay my bills.
Exactly.
You know?
But here's the thing. No, this whole I'm upset. I get palpitations occasionally when I get upset, but I am upset because this thing with Kylie Rodney. Let's just take it from the autopsy toxicology perspective. It's a freaking sham. It is a sham. And it's just I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. That's all. That's why I came up, and I want to know about the 83. That's really, I have nothing to offer of substance here, guys, right now, except my drama, my
the
dramatic
thing of it is
voice.
How has it changed? Like, that's my concern, is why has it changed? Why? I'm looking at mine right now because mine have screen grabs. So I'm gonna see if mine says 83 or 88.
Unless what the Imprint, maybe the Imprint can come up. The only other thing I'm wondering is, in taking the screenshot, did the screenshot reveal you know how sometimes when you look deeper into something, you can see that something's been changed by the photograph? I can't explain it to you.
Mine says 88. Mine says 88.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like what you were saying, Jolly, like it can change. Yeah.
Because what she just showed on her video looks like, if you look a little deeper into the 3D perspective of that screenshot, it does look like a 3, not an 8. But okay, guys, what I just want to clarify, just from a medico-legal perspective, and I did say this on John QQ's, is that it is, medical school 101, and I'm sure nursing school 101 is you can never, ever white out an
I'm
error.
not none of those things, and I know that. It's a legal document.
Exacto. So it's one thing to redact it like they do in court and they put black over it.
Black it out, yes.
That's totally different from you just erase something. You can't do that. What you have to do by law is you have to put one line through it. You have to put above that little line error, and then you have to put your little initial next to it and usually date it when you corrected it. So the fact that this autopsy, when they said that there was a brain tissue taken, I think it was brain, they whited it out. Right there, it destroys the credibility of that document. But there are literally, I mean, John QQ and I went through this. There must be 15 from start to finish of the autopsy, the coroner's
The
visit,
discrepancies,
everything. Not even errors, flat bold, either errors or discrepancies that make these documents invalid, at least in the court of law. They wouldn't be
absolutely.
They would be impermissible or whatever the word is in law, in the court.
Now let me ask you a question. Say in the court of law, when you're filling out a document like that, and say for instance, like one, if the information's falsified, like that is like anybody that signed that document is now responsible for signing off on said documentation, right? Like,
yes, I mean, one could always say, although it never passes the sniff test.
But there's so many of them that there's no way that they can lie themselves out of, we made a mistake. It's not just one. It's not one mistake. There's literally like 40 mistakes on this freaking document.
Bingo. I mean, it's not like, oh my goodness, let's pretend I was in court and they said, oh, you signed this, but there's this little discrepancy. Like somebody the other night, I don't know who it was, somebody was reading something, I don't even remember, and the person said that the individual was interviewed, it had to do with the Indiana murders or whatever, that this guy was interviewed, the suspect that's under arrest for those two little girls in Delphi, that he was interviewed in February of 2022. No, it was 2017. But you see, so there was an error even in the court document.
It wasn't me, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So in that case, anybody can make that kind of a typo, and then you can say under oath, "Oh, that is a typo."
It's justified.
Like you said, Shonda, when you have 40 or 43, and then some of them have been, whited out, or like on her talk screen,
falsified, missing,
or like there's no date of birth.
Straight up errors.
Oh,
yeah. You guys know on her talk screen there's no date of birth. They left it blank.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she has no citizenship. They're trying to say that she's an adult, like instead of marking her as a minor.
A juvenile, right.
Yeah.
It is so, it's beyond sloppy, you see?
Yeah.
So, but can I ask you guys, so I really wanted to hear from the imprint, but I guess I'll have to reach out to her.
If the imprint wants to hop up here, I'll throw her a link down.
But Shonda and girls and guys, I don't have my glasses on, so I don't know who's on there right now. But can you guys give me because I came in kind of on the
right
late,
now.
I beg your pardon?
I said it's the chick squad right now.
Chick squad. Okay, chick squad. So can you guys give me a one paragraph summary, because I came in a little bit late on this live of what do you see in the next, somebody's like the next few days. I'm like, what in the next few days?
I honestly don't think it's even going to be a next few days, because you have a company like AAA that has told people over the phone, and it's been recorded, that they do not have security cameras on their vehicles.
Right. I followed that with you all. Right.
And CC literally goes there and shows you there is cameras on every single one of these vehicles.
Could they be fake cameras? That's always what
they're not. They're not. The same type of cameras that they have. I'll just show you real quick.
By the way, sorry, chat, I did misspeak. I do work in a legal office. I know better. I meant to say you can strike it out and sign it, but I said white it out.
Yes, I heard you said. I was like,
what? I know. I was like, what am I saying?
Like, these cameras aren't cheap. You're going to pay anywhere between $100 and $300 for a camera like this. And this is literally what is on those vehicles.
Okay.
And there's 2 of them each. Okay. And so what this camera will do is do the same thing that those cam footages on top of that
mountain or
the hill there, the mountain, whatever you want to call it, on Alder Hill. This is the same type of camera. Like it can shoot in daylight and it can shoot in nighttime.
Okay.
But these lights here are called RF. And so if it's dark time, like it's still going to record people. And the thing of it is
yep,
they recorded footage. And ooh, cool.
And the dude,
are you good?
And the Nick dude said,
and Nick stepped forward and said, "Yes, I have footage both on my front and my rear cams of my vehicle that I went and assisted this vehicle with these two people." And they are literally trying to say that law enforcement came and got the footage, and then all of a sudden it disappeared.
And it never. And then his boss said he actually never went to.
Yeah, and that he was never at Boca. He was never issued a call to Boca.
You know, it's surreal, man. It is really surreal, isn't it?
So they finally found the names of the two people that own this Guardian AAA.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's the piece I missed. Go ahead.
Yes, they have both the gentlemen's names.
Okay.
It's a Michael and a Luke. Wasn't that their names? Right? Michael and Luke.
And who are they?
Own this company. They own this company. They own AAA Guardian.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
And so that's what you're going to do is you're going to start at the top there and you're going to work your way down. And like people are going to have to come up with answers of why law enforcement came in and took this footage and it disappeared.
But girls, couldn't Luke and whoever just
the imprint was trying to come up? That was the imprint.
Oh,
I know, and I let her in.
Oh, I don't know what happened.
Guys, couldn't
I'll try again.
Luke and the other dude, I didn't catch the name. Couldn't they just say we refuse to talk to you? We don't have to answer to you as the public.
You can't do that. Like, no, I'm saying the Department of Justice, like if they take this information, like Jeff and all of them take it, like they're private investigators. I think he has like how many now? He has numerous private investigators. Like there's no backpedaling out of this. Like it is going to the Department of Justice.
I hope so. I mean, I did slam down a $100 bill for Jeff, and
there's proof that they lied. There's proof that.
But you think Jeff is for real? You feel like Jeff is for real?
Yes, absolutely.
I've slapped down 100.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I smack it down. I don't care. I'm gonna do it again.
It's like he's not the only one that found that information. No. Like Squirrel found it, CCTV found it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I've been out of the loop for a couple days. I've been really busy with work.
Like us squirrels had our own, because I don't work alone. Like I'm not gonna lie, like there's days that I don't work, and then these girls step up and they're like boom, 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 information, and we just connect all the dots. Okay. It ain't even dots; it's a spider web of information.
Right.
And then every once in a while, like we talk, like I'll touch base with CCTV. Squirrel Girl and I will chime out to each other. Like we all talk. Like I don't ever talk directly to Jeff, but like private investigators that I contact or inside people that live locally,
right,
that can give information. Like we take all of our information collectively and we try to get it to the people that are actually investigating.
Good. Okay.
And taking it to Department of Justice I mean, there's people that say they will take it clear to Quantico if they have to. And I hope they do.
Okay. So I'm feeling reassured, guys, because I've been really very discouraged.
No, I feel very, very confident that this is going in the right direction.
Good.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, I really appreciate your having me up here. I really don't have anything more to offer.
Honey, I feel blessed to always have you up here anytime. Anytime you want to chat, you are more than welcome.
I think this is my first time up on your panel.
It is. Absolutely.
It's really an honor. Okay, so now how about this imprint girl? Can I just stay up while she comes up?
She said she had to go. She said that, she tried to come up, but I don't know what happened, but she said she had to go.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop back into chat, but
nice to meet you, though.
Yeah,
I get such a kick out of you guys because I listen sometimes when I have insomnia, and you guys are doing like your karaoke. I'm like, oh my god!
While you're up here, I have a question for you.
Our release nights, yes.
Yeah. Okay, tell me.
So if you, Dry Latina, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Okay. So, out of theory and out of just for me mentally. If you looked at that autopsy and you would say that autopsy came from somebody who was left in a heated vehicle.
No.
Would you say the shrinking and the lack of water and all of that stuff would not match?
Okay. I do disagree with you on that. And I've heard you say that a few times, and I'll tell you why. But
okay, please do.
Two things pointed away from that, Shonda.
Okay.
One is that if you're left, think about this, in a hot vehicle in the summer,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good. If you're left, shall I finish my little thing?
Go for it. Go.
My
Go.
explanation. Okay. If you leave somebody in a
Yeah,
hot
because I want to know.
vehicle, you're talking 160 degrees or
Yes,
whatever with a
definitely. Yes, it would
greenhouse
definitely hit
effect.
160. Yes.
You're going to have maggots. You're going to be black. The entire skin is going to be just, completely corroded. Do you understand? And
But that's what I'm saying. Like, what if that's part of the autopsy that they lied about is like what her skin looked like and stuff?
Well,
like
of course. I mean, what do we believe now? Because they claimed.
Like, I'm asking. Okay, so I'm
Right.
asking in the perspective of her autopsy, like where it shows all the discrepancies in like
yeah.
the low lung weight,
Yes,
the lack of water being in her lungs, the shrinking of her size of her completely, like 15 pounds less weight,
right,
as well as the shrinking in height. Literally.
Okay, so what if I were a betting? Here's my thing. If part of this, okay, so I'm all over the place. Let me just see if I can sum it up for you.
Okay.
Part of the shrinkage of the height, it depends on if a person is in a state of like immediately post death, within 1 to say 4 hours before you really get into true rigor mortis, your body and all your muscles and your tendons, everything extends and relaxes.
Yes.
So you actually will see somebody become taller and like, you know what I'm saying? Because everything's relaxed, so you extend out. So like my dad, I'll give you for instance, he had end stage dementia and Parkinson's or whatever. He had been in his real life before he got sick 6 foot and 1 inch. But through the years, right before he died, he was so bent over. I think the poor man couldn't have been but 5'7" or something, 5'6".
Oh my.
And then when he was on his deathbed, and he was still that way, but then immediately within the half an hour that I saw him that he had died, I was so happy. I wasn't happy. I was weeping, but I was so happy. Excuse me, because his entire body was relaxed for the first time in probably a decade. That every muscle, everything stretched out, and he was back. It was weird, but he was back to his 6'1" self. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
But then, of course, I didn't see him go into rigor because they came to take him, right? The funeral home. But if let's say 5 hours forward, then things you start to clench up, you go into rigor, you're gonna seize up all those muscles, you're gonna become shorter. So the short,
so there's
no big deal.
Okay.
But let's look at this. This is, I mean, there's so much I could analyze about this. Let me tell you what my feeling is, or my impression is that there was so much that pointed away from a submerged body. If she'd been submerged maybe a day, okay, fine.
That's what I'm saying. So let me say what I think happened in the storyline.
Okay.
I think that she never really left Reno before being drugged. Okay.
That's what I think. I totally agree with you.
They drugged her from Reno and they took her to the Prosser party because that's where they were celebrating their little, I'm going to call it a ritual. Okay. And in this ritual, they took the picture of Kylie we know as sleepy. Like she was sleepy, drugged in the backseat of a car. I don't think she died that night. I do not. I think that she was driven all over in a panic to get her somewhere as kind of like to keep her out as a ransom, per se.
Okay.
And I think she was drugged on a period of like a week.
Okay.
And I think at some point she fought for her life. Keep on fighting. Fight, Kylie. Fight for your life. What Sammy said.
Yep.
And I think eventually at some point, I think Kylie came to and she fought for her life. Like, I think the time after, the day after was one point she woke up and they had to sober her up to get her car started because they fucked up. And I think that's why she was drugged out of her mind, whatever, when Nick saw her.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if they knocked her out again, but I know they drugged her again and they were driving all over in a panic. They didn't know what to do at this point other than to try to keep her out of fucking town. But I think at some point somebody murdered her or something bad happened in their whatever.
Under their watch.
Whatever they were doing, whether it was ransom or whatever it was, something happened to where she died. She succumbed to whatever happened, whatever they did to her. And
No,
I
I
think
think
in the panic,
Mhm.
they try
Mhm.
to take her, like at first, back to Boca. And this is why you see all the people that quietly said they saw her car back at Boca, like days, almost a week later. Her car was spotted at Boca.
And
I
multiple
honestly,
sightings, multiple
I
911
honestly
calls.
think they did not put her remains back in that water until 1 to 3 days prior. I honestly think it happened the night before. I
I
think
agree.
they
No,
had.
that would make
Mhm.
sense to me because if you look at everything, girls, like look at the fact that like, and I don't think she was deceased that long because she was
No,
they
no,
basically
no,
say
no,
in
I don't either.
moderate decomposition, but
No,
there's
maximum 48 hours
you
before they
know,
put her body in
yeah,
that water.
yeah, but I mean she had no bogging
That
as
would
to the
match an
lungs.
that autopsy. Like they tried to keep certain information off of there, but then they over sexualized her in a really fucking gross way.
What? Okay,
And
so
they
yeah,
had to sell that last known photo of her that everybody knows it's not fucking her. It's
it
not
does.
her. I'm sorry, but it's not her.
I think it's been photoshopped. But anyway,
Yes,
okay. So wait, I want to back up.
absolutely.
Let me just tell you what smacked bizarro to me as somebody
But do
who's
you think that
mm,
autopsy would match what I'm saying? Like if somebody was left dead in their vehicle for say 24 hours.
no 24. I still think you think about Shanann Watts and she was out in that Arizona desert. Wasn't she only out there 24 hours?
Okay, we'll say her body was transported in that time frame. Okay, we'll say 6 hours she was dead, but at some point her car was transported, like while she was deceased. That's why
Yes.
if you listen to Nick's recount, he says about the perfume bottle being in the
Oh,
middle
I know.
console is
Yes.
because they're masking the smell of a deceased body.
Yes, I agree with you. I think I agree with everything you said. I'm
Yep.
just not necessarily
I
agreeing
don't
with
know if they
hours wise.
refrigerated her or what they did, but I just don't think I think she was deceased to the point where part of her started decomposing
Yep.
inside and
Yep. I totally agree with you. No, I do. And I'm just so upset that there's the mistakes that were made. And I really kind of went through this on John QQ's. I don't mean to keep plugging him, but that's where I walked through everything, including the fact that they
because
not
there's
only
two ways your body breaks down: decomposition and what's the other one? When you liquefy from the inside out. What the hell is that called?
liquefy from the inside out.
There's a word for it. I did a video on it. I should remember this. Oh, I failed my test.
So, in your opinion, doctor, like, what did you say? I stepped away for a second. Did you say what your opinion of how many hours you think she was
No,
deceased before she went in the water?
No. I didn't say how many hours I think. What
is your thoughts on
what my thought? Okay.
that? If we're assuming that document is what
It's putrefaction.
Yeah.
Yes, putrefaction.
Putrefaction. Yeah.
Would putrefaction make her like her weight, her like all of that fit that part of the autopsy? Is what I'm asking.
Well, if she were putrefied, nothing of what they described about the organs proper.
I know, but it doesn't like that's the thing is they didn't take samples of it anyway. So I mean, if they did like the lack of water being in her sinuses and her eardrum, it would make sense that she was dead. Like she was not
dumped.
dead.
She was dumped.
Yeah.
I
Like
think
after
she
she
was dumped.
died. Like yes.
Yep.
Yes. Thank you.
I don't think
that's
she
all
was.
Yeah,
because the forensic what's it called? The forensic autopsy. When you look for drowning, there is like a chart that has dumped versus died. Drowning, dumped versus drowning, and so you make these columns, and you go, okay, what point? And so everything that you find on, I mean, I haven't done this because I've just read the autopsies. I've never done an autopsy, but of course I've read hundreds and hundreds of them, right? But what they do is they say, okay, what points? So every finding that they have, i.e., let's say boggy lungs, that points towards drowning. So they check that off as a drowning in the drowning column. Then they say, okay, foam below the vocal cords. That's a path. That's a finding for drowning. Oh, they found that. Okay, drowning. Then they aspiration of gastric contents. They didn't have that.
Yeah, because there would be something in the stomach.
There would be something in the stomach that they aspirated because of drowning.
Yeah.
And they find the lungs. Oh, that's towards drowning. So if you go through
there
all
should be
of
debris.
those, She had 0.
I
She
know.
had 0.
Right?
I
You're
know.
here, folks.
And I hate to laugh about it, but like it's laughable what
Oh,
they
that's
put
why I'm
on there
laughing. It
because
is laughable.
I just like, but that's the thing is people will call me out and say, "Oh, you're laughing at a dead girl," and it's like, no, I'm laughing at the autopsy that they botched. Like it's terrible.
Yes.
Well, I don't even
It's
know,
fucking
honestly,
terrible.
guys. I don't really think. I think there was great intentionality in this autopsy. You know, at first blush, it looks as though were they just being sloppy or botchy, you know, like sloppy or just whatever. But to me, it was done with great intentionality, and I'll tell you the reason. And I've said this before on different other panels. I have never, in my 30 years as a physician of seeing hundreds of autopsies, ever in my life seen almost a full page like preamble about somebody's freaking jewelry, their piercings, their tattoo, their clothing, their body thing, all of that trumped every other aspect. It was like they were trying too hard to convince the audience that this indeed is Kylie. But it's like it is contrived. It was completely contrived. That is never. People don't do that on an autopsy. What they should have done is freaking gotten. Were they able to get any fingerprints off this child? Did they get dental records? I mean,
yeah, because even like with a drowning victim, do they not take the skin, like they deglove the hands or fingers so they can take, like they put it over gloves and fingerprint.
Exactly.
Right? To get oh, thank you. Okay.
So, you know, they didn't do dental records. They didn't do I mean, there's just nothing of the basic things that they should have done did they do
for a drowning victim.
Or just for an autopsy. How did they never identified her?
Yes.
I have a
They identified
question.
her.
Have you heard about the guy who did the autopsy, Dr. Reber,
yeah.
and his shady past?
Yes, and apparently, you know, it's really there are a bunch of articles out there about the company that he works for now, and it's corporate, and they're under great financial pressure to do probably double the number of autopsies that are considered best practices they do in a year, and so they're going through them quick as a blink, as a blink, as a blink. And this is after he already had that issue with you know missing the real cause of death of that woman, and then the poor husband ended up going to jail. But yeah, and then I heard that he also did the autopsy on Trinity.
Yes, that's what we heard.
Yes,
that's a damn shame.
Right?
The imprint is in now if she wants to speak.
Oh, hi, the imprint.
How are you?
Hi.
Hey, hi. So I initially found that because I was going to zoom in on the 88, just because that's the only part of the talks that I wanted for image.
Right.
And when I zoomed into it, it said 83. At least that's what it looked like to me.
Yeah, I see. It was like in other words, maybe that it had been doctored was what we call it. The document had been doctored, and the way that you discovered that was by amplification of that number. Is that what you're saying?
I zoomed into it, yes.
Zooming, amplification, yeah. Yes, and I saw it on your little video a few minutes ago. I'm like, holy cannoli. I cannot believe this.
Mm-hmm.
So they, you know,
one looks like a 3, one.
You know, what do you make of that? Why do you think that if they did doctor it, why would they have done that?
I don't know what their motive for that would be, but I was shocked when I saw it because I compared the two of them. One was 88, one was 83, and that when I put them side by side, that was really weird.
But didn't that have to do with the ammonia? The levels of intoxication, like of alcohol and all that stuff.
Initially, I thought it was grams instead of milligrams, and that was a mistake. But like I don't think that has anything to do with ethanol anymore. Because none of this could be trusted with the toxicology and autopsy. I don't trust any of it anymore.
No, and just out of curiosity, you two ladies, I might ask you a question. I can't recall because it's been a while since I remember seeing all of the documentation that we went over. But did they? And correct me if I'm wrong, but did they say that they identified her by her face.
Well, that's. Do you want to speak to that?
It was a
Deidre?
visual
Because
ID.
if it was a visual ID, how in the hell, as a doctor, could you justify that if she was under the water for what, 2 to 3 weeks? That wouldn't
Right.
be. That wouldn't be.
See what
do that, I don't think.
The discrepancies are that in one point they said that she was not identifiable by facial recognition because of the decomposition, but in the next let's say 5 pages later they said that a detective identified her during the autopsy.
I caught that too. That's why I'm saying, because it just contradicts itself.
I'm sorry, say that again.
I caught that as well. And like, I saw that contradiction, and it's almost like, could that have been somebody else? Was it really Kylie in there? Like, did you ever think that maybe it could have been her information, but not her body? Did that
Well, what I had pointed out in one of my things is that you can't positively identify a body based on anything physical, whether it's her jewelry or tattoo, her face, her whatever.
Always need dental records. Like, I
Either
don't understand the dental records part. Like, the girl just had braces. Like,
They pretty much named everything that they mentioned in the media.
Exactly. That's exactly
That's
it.
what they did.
And
then they got her tattoo wrong.
But the tattoo was in the wrong location. I mean, the whole thing just seemed like a farce, honestly.
I think they put the tattoo in the wrong location to make
Sorry,
it.
these are my dogs barking.
That's okay. My impression of the tattoo being on her hip was to show, like, oh well, her skin just sagged down from the waterlogging. Originally, it was to be on her ribs.
Okay, but that
like technically, if she was waterlogged and they sloshed her around in the back of the car, I could see them being the reason why it wound up on her hip. But at the same time, like, you still didn't say that's what it was. Like,
right? But did the coroner know that they flipped that car with that girl inside it?
I don't even freaking know anymore.
Okay,
right?
let me speak to that. If I may speak to that. So anytime that we do anything, even surgery, whatever, let's say somebody's skin is sagging, you place it back into its normal position when you're identifying what the landmarks are. Like, you don't go, oh, the skin is sagging, so the tattoo's now at the knee. I mean, no.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but I get it.
But you know what I'm saying?
Exactly my point.
Nobody judge me for laughing. I'm not.
No, but
I'm
let's say
at what they did. Like,
no, but I'm serious, man. I mean, like, let's say for somebody like women that have really pendulous breasts.
Yes.
Sometimes their breasts will be literally below their belly button. So you'll comment breasts are pendulous and below the.
We call those pancakes.
Yeah, or pancake, whatever they are. And then, you, of course, if you're gonna do surgery, you bring it up. You're not just gonna cut there, blah blah blah. You bring it back to what we call the anatomical.
You put it where it belongs. Yes.
Put it where it belongs. So if you look at the autopsy, which I feel like was a cut and paste, to be honest with you,
I think the same thing.
If you know what I mean, it's almost like they filled in a template. But if you look at the autopsy,
we're gonna take this from here.
It's not like, okay.
That's literally what someone just said. They have a strong feeling this medical examiner has templates or sample autopsy reports that is edited or amended to save him time in pumping out these reports.
I believe that. And let me tell you what the sad story is, that I had one of my kids evaluated. Now she's 20, but this is when she was about 8 years old. And I freaking had to pay $6,000 for this educational eval because the school district wouldn't do it. The bottom line is I took her to some top-notch dude. He evaluated her. I got the report. You're not going to believe this, guys. This is for my $6,000. And on the top of every single page, it had a boy's name and a boy's date of birth, not my daughter. At the end, it goes impressions of, I'm going to say, Jody Schmody. My daughter's name was not Jody Schmody. And then he obviously forgot to put, like, my daughter's current thing, because he's like, as you know, Jody Schmody is on an IEP, and my kid wasn't on an IEP. Everything was Jody Schmody. I was just like, I can't, except a few places he put her name. And I brought it back to him, and I was like, first of all, this is a HIPAA violation. Secondly, this is not my daughter. And you obviously had a template, and you cut and paste, and you forgot to take out the pertinent points. But that's exactly what
teachers doing that too when my son was small. Yep.
So it happens, guys. It happens. And it's
Dr. S, do you want to talk do you want to talk about this 0.08 to the 0.03 difference? Because wouldn't 0.03 mean that ethanol level wise, that would mean like the body is only deceased for like half a day, correct?
Wait, but I want to ask Miss the Imprint. Miss the Imprint, is it, because I don't have the numbers in front of me, is it, I thought it was 0.83 now instead of 88.
It would be
Yeah, I
0.08 and
saw.
0.03.
Can you?
Yeah,
What?
I saw two different. When I sorry, I took more than one screenshot. So I took one from each of Zav's live streams because I
Okay.
didn't have the talks, so I took screenshots of that, and then I compared two of them. One said 88 and one said 83.
So it did say 83. It didn't say 03.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So the only thing that I can speak to on that is that I did some reading, and how do I say this? If you notice that their commentary at the end was that the vast majority is likely from decomposition of that 88, right? And that it did not represent her having imbibed or taken in alcohol. Do you all remember that or not?
Yeah, I do. I remember.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, I did some like rough math and said, and I sort of backed my, let me try to explain to you what I did. I backed my way into this because in the state of California, if you're under 21 years of age, a DWI, the threshold for having a DWI, and I don't remember the number, so I don't even want to say what the number is much, much lower than for somebody 21 and above. So
you mean like a DUI? Because in Canada they're called DUIs, which is
or DUI, driving while under the influence. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
Or driving while intoxicated. So in California, in other words, okay, hold on one second. Are you leaving? Okay, what was in that box?
I don't know. She said that Meg got some decorations for Farmington, but he said brought over the flowers. I don't know if you could maybe do.
Okay, I'll talk. Okay, sorry. Okay, have fun. Don't drink and drive. My kid's going out to a bar. Sorry. Fortunately, they have a designated driver.
You're good. You're good.
Okay, so I want to see if this makes sense, guys, because I did crunch the numbers. In order for her not to have a DWI or DUI by California under age 21 numbers, she would have to be at a certain threshold number. And in order for that to be, like when I crunched the number even under 88, how do I say this? Even with the vast majority being supposedly from decomposition, she still came up as driving while under the influence.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Does that make sense? So if you took the 80, if you instead, so still technically somebody like myself could crunch the numbers and say, even with the vast majority of this 88 being from decomposition, we're going to take X percentage away and say that's from drinking, and we're going to crunch the numbers to see what her level was, serum alcohol level was, and she would come up.
This is something like zero tolerance for under 21 or something, isn't it?
Yes, okay, but I forget what the number. So if you use 88, I know this is like people are probably like, "What the hell am I doing with my free
Let's
time?"
say there was no alcohol in her system. Say she didn't drink at all.
Then it would be zero.
Right. But what I'm asking is, how long would the body have to be deceased or in breakdown mode for your ethanol level to reach the 88 milligrams per?
Well, you can't really say, Shonda, because it depends on the ambient conditions, i.e., are
whether
they in
she
the
was
sun?
in a
Are they
vehicle,
under
was
the water?
Yes.
But what I did is I took the 88, I took a proportion of that, saying that the X percent of that is from decomposition. I took the rest of that and said, well, she wouldn't be technically drunk with a leftover amount, but she's under 21, she would be.
Let's say, for instance, hypothetically, that she wasn't drinking and that she was left in a warm vehicle for, we'll say, like 6 hours in decomp. I know, like, it's like three 3 milligrams a day that your body produces
Right.
normal decomp. Would heating, like, would the 160 degrees or excessive degrees being in a container or a garage or whatever, how could I mathematically do the equation to where the body would be breaking down rapidly at, say, 160 degrees?
Yeah, I'd have to. You and I'd have to look at the math, get the numbers, and we'd have to crunch. And I could do that, but I can't just do that while I'm sitting on my couch. After I've had one margarita, it's not going to work here. But
because from what I gather from watching it, it would be like your body produces like 3 milligrams of ethanol a day. And like it's like 0.14 per how many ever hours you're in there. It's like 0.14.
Okay.
So we'll say that by like 6 hours. Would that be enough to equal the 0.8 whatever?
It probably would be, because if you think back to I always go back to Shanann, because everybody was up in arms that, oh my God, she was pregnant and she had 150 on board. No, she was out in the sun and it wasn't for that long. And that's,
yeah, because I mean a hot container car can get 300 some degrees. That's why I'm asking.
So yes, so that could have popped even way beyond.
So like in a 6
88.
hour period, like if it's like, I think it is like 0.14 addition per hour. So if we're hitting, say, like, I honestly think we're hitting an excess of like 380 degrees. Like that would, in a 6 hour period, like you would be able to hit that ethanol level without alcohol in the system.
Oh, I'm sure you can. I would agree with you. I can't give you the numbers to prove it, but I agree with you. You're in the ballpark, and I absolutely agree with you. I guess my summary statement on the 83 to the 88 for Miss the Imprint. The only thing I could wrap my mind around is if you take doing all my little number crunching that I did, if instead of having 88, you had it at 83, then she would not have been intoxicated.
Right. Because it's 0.08.
So then it suddenly points her away from being
right.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
maybe an 88 would go fit more with the narrative for anybody who wants to really, unwrap that number. They could say, well, according to California law, she really was in a DWI. See, so it would fit their narrative. Is what I'm saying. I think the bottom line is I think they doctored the number in order to match the narrative of her being intoxicated.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. It went from because the 83 was first and then the 88 because depending on the
That's
chase
what I'm
of when.
saying.
Yeah,
so they
because,
raised it up. They raised the level up in order to match the narrative.
Yeah.
That's just my impression. Of course,
because because the live stream that I took one screenshot from was before the other one, so that would make sense.
Which one was before? Do you know or not?
I don't know. I'll have to go back.
But like, keep in mind though, like 0.08 is literally like not even a drink.
This is insane.
Of
I know
alcohol.
Heather Mosher.
It's
My
like
brain, that's what my
literally
brain's
not
doing
even
right now.
One beer is 5%. Like, so think about that. So if you had 3 beers, you'd still be at the limit of being a DUI, but not drunk. So either way you look at this, 0.83 or 0.083, 0.088, she wasn't drunk, guys. But
no, but according to California law,
legally, they could put on the thing that she was, and nobody knowing how to look at that, we just say, oh yeah, it says she was drunk, so she was drunk. You know what I mean?
But according to California law, actually, the threshold is like, you know how you said it's 0.08?
0.08,
I think it's 0.02 if you're under the age of 21 in California.
Yes, if you're under it's actually 0.01.
Oops, sorry. Okay.
And it's a zero tolerance. Yeah. So 0.08 or higher for 21 years or older, 0.04 or higher if you're operating a commercial vehicle, 0.04 or higher operating for a higher passenger vehicle, 0.01 or higher younger than 21 years.
There you go. So I just wonder if they doctored the number because they wanted to bring it closer to above to 0.01.
100%. I think that you're right about that. Yes.
So I mean, there's so much.
Ryan, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
What does he say? He said, we left him back in 8th grade math or something. I don't know. I don't have my glasses on.
No, Ryan says she's has us on her 55-inch TV, her iPhone, trying to clean, bake, clean up dinner, do laundry, watch chat from several different rooms of the house, and we're all down rabbit holes.
Probably is a rabbit hole, but
right?
It's good for the brain, isn't it?
It is. It is.
Guys,
like
so where do you think? And I'll say we because I want to become part of your team here, so to speak. But where do you, or your chat family? Where
You're
do
a
you
squirrel.
Think, squirrel.
You can be
Where
a
do you
squirrel.
think we're headed here now?
Good question. I think personally it all depends on when information comes out and to whom it gets to, right, Chan?
Yeah. If we can reach some higher ups to start investigating the investigation, that'd be great.
Well, I think what it was is we stacked dominoes for like the past month, and I think the domino effect of that first flick has just started, and it's about to all come down.
Do you really think so?
I really do. Oh, I do. I firmly believe that.
And you all think it's? I mean, I don't want to even name
Honey, all they literally have to do is go back and look at all their 911 calls that have been made, including the one that I put on my show tonight. Like literally, LE covered up.
Oh, that was brilliant. That was
the
brilliant.
phone call that AWP made to law enforcement to say, "Hey, y'all,
as a
got your
hang-up.
body." Yeah, as a hang up, an abandoned call. Like they really fucked up. Excuse my language.
So no, that was brilliant. I heard you unwrap that
Yes.
the other night. I was like, damn it.
Yes.
This is
it's
deep,
all,
man.
It's all going together, and they should be scared. Like, I see why these kids are starting to make the account that they have, because they're going to start telling on each other, and they should.
Wait, what is that? Do we know about that, or is that just between you and your squirrels?
Well, the squirrels found it. One of our squirrels had found it, and I'm trying to keep it as quiet as possible.
Okay.
Because I can't wait for the information to come out, because the FBI is going to nab the information. The information will be. I mean, they're watching us all. They're probably watching us right now.
What are we talking about?
I love it.
What are we talking about without saying it too much?
That 17.
Oh, yeah.
So
we could email Dralatina about it.
Yes, I would like you to do that. Do you know how to email me or?
No, ma'am. If you put your email in the private chat in the back.
Oh, yeah, that's good. I like that.
Are you referring to a specific rock, Shan, with the same number?
What's that?
Are you referring to that rock that has the same number?
I mean, 17's everywhere. But I'm talking about the group.
It's
there's
public,
a group of
and people
kids.
will come across it. We just came across it early. So,
okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll
It'll get on the
public,
right hand.
and it's not a secret, guys.
Nope, it's not a secret. It's out there. I'm just not dropping a name to it because
you don't want to draw too much attention.
It looks interesting.
But guys, I hope you take screenshots of it before they erase it.
We have.
Oh, yeah. We do it as information comes out. We keep track of everything.
Okay, good. No, I'm trying to send you my thing, and I'm pushing the send button, but it's not sending. Can you hear
there's been people that I've been watching for 2 months now, 3 months now.
Chat?
Oh shit! I probably just it says chat.
So look
one
over
says
to the
I
right.
love you, Wheezy, and somebody says hi.
Right. Yeah,
that's
right.
it. Yes, that one. That's it. Yep, that's it.
But guys, I've got it down in the thing, and it's frozen. That's weird, man.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so let me keep trying.
Oh, they're watching you draw. You better watch
Lord. Okay, let me. Okay, there we go.
There you go. All right, scoop that up before.
Yeah, please. That's my YouTube one. So please,
everybody be kept private.
Copy that down.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and make you a contact in my.
Okay, good.
Email.
And then I'm putting. This is private chat, right?
Yes.
So I'm putting my.
Whoever's on panel will see this. That's it.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm assuming you trust the people on your panel.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, this is how to text me if y'all want to text me. It's fine.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
But that's not for public consumption.
No, never would.
You're an honorary squirrel now, girl.
Oh my Lord of mercy.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to thank you.
Oh my Lord.
Welcome to the Squirrel Squad.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So I'm so tickled that you guys had me up here. I'm now going to look at the imprint a little bit later and
Yes.
subscribe to
Yes,
you.
absolutely.
And
It's a
yeah.
thumbprint with a cross in the middle.
Oh,
Her
say that
logo
again.
is a thumbprint. Her logo is a thumbprint with a cross in the middle when you're looking for her.
Okay, got it. Good,
Mhm.
good. All right, I'm gonna
Mhm,
hop back
mhm.
into chat.
We
Yeah,
appreciate you and thank you for blessing us with you being
oh
here tonight.
no, I'm tickled and feel blessed too. And
Dr. Squirrel in the house.
oh, there
Dr.
you go.
Squirrel, Dr. Squirrel.
Ah! Okay,
She's
so
gonna be singing karaoke.
I'll say goodnight.
I
I'm
love
going
it.
back to chat, guys.
Dr.
Okay.
Squirrel.
We love you,
Night.
John.
Okay.
Thank you for being
Okay.
here.
You.
Okay, bye.
God bless.
Bye.
Bless that lady. Hell yeah. See, we just get right to the point. Today has been a good day.
Today has
been a very good live.
Yep.
Dr. Squirrel in the house. That's what's up.
That was cute.
That
Love
is
that.
what's up.
He's now Dr. Squirrely Squirrel.
No, it makes a lot of sense. Makes sense in my head now. You know what I mean?
Right?
Just
Yep,
keep on
absolutely.
connecting them dots, y'all. We're
Absolutely.
getting places. All right, I gotta create a contact. How do I do that? I know there's people. There it is.
And we're right on target as well. 20 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So look, we're doing good. How do I add a contact? Oh, I'm not very good at this. I become like 80 years old when I'm trying to do this shit.
I know. Sometimes I'm just like, what am I even saying?
Man, I feel like I need to celebrate. I think I'm gonna smoke the rest of this blunt.
I took a glass of wine. As soon as she showed up, I was like, okay, you guys are getting schooled.
Right? But that's the thing is I like that I can ask what might be idiotic questions to others, but like they are like educational questions because like inquiring minds want to know, and I want to ask a fucking doctor.
Here's the thing. Nobody's let her, like, I don't, okay. I had a feeling she was going to agree with our theory. I did.
Mm-hmm.
I really did.
Why do you think she's been coming in here? Why do you think she's been listening to us and rooting us on? Because she knows, like,
yes,
that's why I'm
and
glad I got to
think
ask
that
her the
the
questions
other
I did.
panels- I don't think the other panel she's been on has allowed her to voice that.
Speak?
Yeah.
We're like a powerhouse of females. No offense to men here, but like
The
women
men
are
are
smart.
part of the group as well. But
I mean,
you know.
look at Mark, look at Caleb, look at John, look at Mike. I mean, all these people. But I'm just saying, like, I love that our panel is predominantly female, and it's nothing offensive because we get Mark up here. I love when he takes his nappy naps, and I mean, the man is educated. The logic he has,
and he's got her back.
But I'm not gonna lie, I love it when it's a powerhouse of females up here too. Ooh, 333, bless that. Make sure you smash that like button, y'all. I don't ask for money from nobody. I mean, today I did, or yesterday I did, but them's donations for PI license. We gonna get on that. It's gonna take me a minute, but it's gonna be worth it.
Female empowerment.
I'm gonna go back to Skew.
Going back to Skew.
Going
back to Skew, guys. I'm gonna be a big boy. I remember once you were doing your voice, right? And in the chat, somebody was saying, you guys hear a little kid talking every now and then?
I know, because people don't realize, like, my voice is, like, my voice.
Alter ego little thing.
And then,
I
like,
used
some
to do that
people
with my
used
dog.
to think that it was, like, my kid and shit.
Yeah, like, I used to talk, like, for my dog. And that's how we talk. I'd be like, oh, hello. Oh, hello. I do that for my cat, too. And I don't know.
Holy guacamole, man. All right, I'm going to smoke the rest of this. I deserved it. I made a really good video. Draw Latina was in the house, man. I feel like today was accomplished. Jeff spoke. Tomorrow Cece's going to speak. I bet you they shitting their pants right now, telling on each other. They should be. Like, I just want to see their justice system do better for them people.
Honestly, it's just everywhere you turn around. I know it's everywhere in the world, you guys. Like, we're very aware of that, but just for this poor girl's piece, it's like there's like this nagging feeling that she's saying, like, keep going, like, don't stop, like, keep, like, you know, I don't know.
Can't stop, won't stop.
No, and honestly, like, if she was,
I'll say for Lala,
in
since she can't be
protection,
here.
state protection, whatever, we'll say, which is a possibility, you know.
Yeah.
Then, like, I would feel really, really bad. But my gut does not tell me
Damn,
that.
friend, anytime you want to come up here, honey, you are more than welcome to. I know you're having troubles tonight.
But
tonight was a good live. I can't wait to put my Christmas tree up. I got my houses all ready.
Mine's up, but I'm thinking about moving it now. So
I'm putting it up tomorrow. I got my little fire there. Keeps me nice and toasty.
So I put up a third comment. What if AWB called Detective Sonia?
Listen, SF's been telling everybody to call Sonya. Something tells me everything goes to voicemail, or they don't know where he is. Just like Andrews. Remember that guy?
No way that SF went from just a random searcher to drinking wine with David Robertson that night at Lost Trail unless he's a creeper.
Right? So they have to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
Look, when you called to ask about that officer and they were like, oh, no, he doesn't work here, but he works here. And then you call there and they're like, oh, I ain't never heard of him.
Right?
Give his badge number and everything. Oh, no, I don't know nothing about nothing. That's why the 911 calls do what they do, you know?
And then they try to like gaslight him to think that, oh no, you weren't there that night. Nope, you weren't.
Yeah,
you
that's
weren't
messed
there.
up. No wonder he quit. I would have walked
Brainwash,
out.
man.
I would have left too. I'm like, fuck you guys. I know.
But
where
if you notice, like
I know
that's
what I
what the
thought.
cleaners are doing. Like that is what the cleaners are doing.
Yeah, oh, you're crazy. You crazy.
So sad.
They do that to a lot of celebrities as well. I've noticed over the years.
I think I'm hungry.
To keep them from going, public with their information, because it's all through Hollywood. The rings are all through Hollywood. All.
Mm-hmm. Hollywood.
Going back to like the 40s.
Okay, well, I'm about to get off of here, girls.
I'm hopping off here as well. I think we had a very good live tonight.
It's a great note to end it on.
Oh, and my video that I showed you guys tonight, I already have it uploaded. I'm just going to make it public. If you guys want to go back through and just give it a thumb up, that'd be great. It'll help the algorithm as well. That way, if anybody's looking for some good content on SF, they can go ahead and check that out. Good. I'm glad because I honestly think Nick is an honest man.
Me too.
I think he paid attention to the detail of what he saw because he has that security background.
Yep. I did not for 1 second not believe his story.
Like at first I tried because I was trying to look at from all points of views. That's what you do when you sleuth and investigate things.
Perspective. Yeah, you got to look at it.
But
and
for like literally for a week, I tried to tell myself, like, try to
is it possible? Is it possible?
Make him fit as the liar in the story. And it made the whole story fall apart. So I had to go back to the beginning. Start again, like we keep doing. We keep going back to the beginning because look what we're finding when we go back to the beginning after we know what we know now.
Exactly.
Look what we find out what SF has to say. And we're gonna keep doing that, guys. We're gonna start going through all of SF's interviews. We're gonna start going through timelines of Megan's interviews
and others. Yes. It said somebody said they can't catch the rolling ball now.
Ooh. It's really not my problem anymore. Like I have questions and there's answers within answers and they're there and I know they are.
Oh shit. I had a question for Doctor. Maybe when next time you're talking to her, ask her about the DNA card.
Honey, she comes in here all the time. All the time.
Next time she
Every
comes
single
in.
of our lives I've seen her in for a minute. And I haven't done lives for a minute, so that's probably why she
Somebody in
hasn't
the
caught
chat
us.
had an interesting question and I wondered the same thing as well.
Yeah, write it down and star it so we make sure that it's gotten to her and we will. Oh, my ears are itchy.
Okay.
Thank you, Tam. Okay, so what I'm gonna do tomorrow is what? Saturday? Saturday's karaoke night, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't
know how I'm gonna be up for
I don't know.
I don't think I'm gonna be up. Instead of doing a karaoke night, why don't we just do like a basic open panel? Just chit chat for a minute and bullshit and just do whatever.
Yeah, I think that's probably better. And like just keep karaoke like maybe once a month or once every 2 months or something shit like that.
We could do it once a month.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like karaoke. It's pretty fun.
It is fun.
You
But
weren't
if
being
you can-
disrespectful, Kate. We all, not we all, but like a lot of people were back and forth with it.
A lot
If you ever notice in our chats and people's conversations, like I let people have their own opinions until they come up with their own decision. Like I'm not here to make you conform to what I believe because what I believe isn't what Daisy believes, and what
Right.
I believe isn't what Daisy believes. And Daisy, like, we all juggle our points of views with each other till they
Crowdsourcing.
connect. And
Yep.
until a puzzle piece fits, like, you literally have to sit there and draw in the fucking puzzle and make it fit itself. Because they've removed so
we've all
much
been
of the
all over.
information. Yeah.
We've changed our minds about this thing or that thing, and then or we'll pick up something somebody said, and we're like, "Well, wait a minute," and then we make it fit because you have to do that.
So
Speculation.
Don Lisa in the chat says she
Absolutely,
has
Salty Squirrel. Like I was saying, Salty Squirrel, tomorrow we're going to do, that's what I'm trying to let you know. Tomorrow we're going to do an open panel
Who,
night.
Foxy?
Don Lisa
We'll do Hollywood Weird Squirrels.
archives of dispatch calls from Placer, Nevada, and a few others. I'm curious to see from when.
Truth makes so much sense, don't it, Juby?
I don't see the comment.
It's about 11:43 p.m.
11:43. Why are you telling us to go that far back? It was a while back.
Right.
Literally 5
Shoot,
minutes
girl.
ago. 8 minutes
Speak
ago.
sooner.
No.
She's like 11:43. What do you mean 10:43? You're confusing me now.
Yeah, because it's my time. I'm stupid.
I know. So that's what, 8:43 my time, 7:43.
No, it's 10:43.
Oh, right here.
your
I got it.
Good Lord.
Have archives of dispatch.
I have. If you can get the archives to me, because I have the audio archives, but if you actually have the archives of the actual
what I'm
calls,
saying.
please let me know. Because I do have some calls, but they ain't shit.
Yeah, maybe Daisy throw a link down to her email so she can send
Somebody
it to her.
scoop up some email. I have so many emails right now. I want to cry. They just keep on.
So
going.
listen, then Don Lisa, put in the subject line like dispatch calls urgent, and then Shanda will know.
You don't have to put dispatch calls, and I'll know exactly what the fuck you're talking
There
about.
you go.
I'll definitely do that one.
Yeah,
I have a lot of emails.
I bet you do.
That's why I try to put mine too, and then I can just be like, "Oh, I'm sending you something. Somebody sent me. I need you to look at it right now."
Like, Lala's so busy doing shit. She was like, I'll give you my login shit. You just get on my shit and do my shit. And I was like, bitch, get out of here. I can't even do my own
I was just
email.
gonna tell you, like, I'm surprised you haven't just given them your email account.
That's why I don't understand
social
these people
media.
talking this fucking slander shit on me, saying I have all these different accounts. Dude, I can't even keep a hold of one. What makes you think I'm gonna try 2 or 3 or whatever you're talking about?
Laughed
Get the
my
fuck
ass
out of here.
off. Because I was like, she can't even keep up with her own fucking emails. How she could be?
Right? Making different accounts and shit. Dude, I can't even get on my Instagram half the time because I don't even do Discord barely. Like, I'm still trying to catch up on Discord, and a lot of it's my own shit that I'm like, just fucking slamming that shit down before I forget that it's there. You know,
I know, it's like
That's
I'll be here, like, working or in the kitchen. I'll hear.
That's why they call me 64 tabs.
Like,
Why?
for like 10 straight minutes, and I'll go. There's like 5,000.
Where did the name Squirrels on Fire come from, Shan?
Oh, you literally got to think about it. Like, my brain is literally like a bunch of squirrels, and they're all on fire. Like, literally, like, all of my squirrels are like going and doing all these things. But then you take it, worked out perfectly. And then with it having that name of that, I didn't realize how many people that were willing to help Kylie Rodney that had squirrels on fire. And it's just all of us blending together, even people in chat that have fucking squirrels on fire.
Yeah.
Like, whether you have anxiety or ADHD or ADD, like, it's still squirrels on fire because y'all know how that feels in your head.
Wait. Squirrel. Sorry, I'm back.
Yep.
Yeah, right? Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was like, what did you say? Sorry, I was thinking about like 5 million things.
Like, they can make fun of my name all they want. I know I got squirrels on fire. I know my girls on panel have squirrels on fire. I know most
Like, if you
people
can
that
see
come on
doing
my...
this one, like, my mind's going 500 different ways.
I'm already thinking of what I need to jump off of here and go do, and like
I know, like, that's why I'm like, I was telling our other squirrel the other day, like, how, like, sometimes I just want to jump up out of my chair because, got to do this, but I can't do that. That's why, like, when we're on Discord and I'm, like, doing shit in my house and I'm yelling through the house to try to talk to y'all, like, I'm doing shit. I'm always squirreling.
That's hilarious.
Every day I'm
We're
squirreling.
multitaskers is what it is, right? Like, it's our nature to multitask. Because I've literally yet in my life to do one thing, like, except for work related tasks. Like, if I'm cleaning my house, I'm washing my dishes, cleaning my floors, emptying garbages, cleaning up pot cans, emptying garbages, all at the same friggin' time.
Like, mine feels like it's never stopping because I'm rearranging and doing so many different things at once. And then, like, I love doing my lives, but like I said, I got to stop doing them 10-hour ones because it's taken away from too much shit. I just figure like if I cram one day of information into my head and then I can do a live or a video or like it just so worked out today that I was able to make my pre-recorded this morning when I woke up, do some house shit, and then hop on here with y'all for a live.
Yeah, and it's good. It's
Like I just got to really start doing things because I really want to fit like
Your
further in
life.
my education.
And exactly. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, read back chat before you get off, and then I'm gonna go ahead and jump off. But good night, everybody. Love
Thank
you
you,
all.
Kat, for tuning in. Thank you to all my lovely mods. Thank you, girls, for coming up on panel. Thank you, everybody, tonight. Tonight was fucking some blessed ass shit. It's God's
It
word.
really
right
was.
there. Mm-hmm.
Thanks for having me once again, Shanda. Tonight was a night.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
Okay. Okay. I'll hop over to Discord.
All right, love y'all.
Love
Okay.
ya.
See y'all there.
All right, love you. Thank you, guys. Bless.
Good night.
Bye, chat.